Atlanta Bird Gang, what's popping? What's popping? It's your dog Tidy. What's going on, everybody? Friday night, Friday Nitro. What we gonna call this, man? We're gonna call this Friday Nitro, man. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna pretty much shoot the SHIT. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get us some good debates, get us some good arguments going. In typical Falcons fashion, we are undecided on what's best for the team in the draft. A cat like me, I say, hey man, if you can go do it, go get CJ Stroud, man. Bring him on in here to Atlanta, man. Then you have like the opposition, they're like, nah, man, we don't need no quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So we can debate it all in fun, man. It's at the end of the day, no matter what side, what opinion you have, it's all based on hoping the Falcons can become the best version of themselves, which we have not seen in a few years. So come in here and just like I say, shoot the SHIT, man. Have some spirited, fun debate, some arguments. Of course, I'll give y'all my perspective. Y'all give me y'all perspective, and we just go from there. Armando says, time to bang. What's happening, Armando? How you doing, bro? Norman is in the building. What's going on with you, Norman? And I already know, like, Armando seems to kind of have a similar opinion on this that I do, as far as not being timid on drafting quarterbacks. And I really don't understand the apprehension about it. From others in the fan base, but everybody got their opinion. At the end of the day, even if we never ever agree about this or anything else about the Falcons, at the end of the day, I respect everybody's opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. So it's all good one way or the other. Winston Thorne in the building. How you doing today, bro? What's happening? What's going on? Christian Graham in the building. What's up, Christian? How's it going, brother? Facebook usage was going on today. You think DEP is gonna retire? Yes, he's done, man. He's done. Whenever a man say, "I gotta talk to my wife," or "I gotta talk to my old lady," it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. That's a nice political way of saying it ain't gonna happen, Captain. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And also, y'all, for those of y'all who may be watching from YouTube, I'm gonna apologize in advance, man. The software that I use to stream is StreamYard, and it's been tripping. The quality is bad. It's been stopping. It's been skipping. I went back and watched like the last live stream that I used with StreamYard, and it was terrible, man. The quality been bad, so I apologize in advance. I don't know what's wrong, y'all. I've been using this software for I think about 2 years now, and maybe about a week ago I just started having these issues with it. The being a unstable connection. So I don't know what it is, man. I apologize once again in advance because I'm sitting here watching the replay of it, and I'm like, man, this is bogus. Like it's not. It wasn't a good replay value, and so I can imagine those of you who was viewing it how it looked to y'all. So I'm sorry. I don't know what the deal is. I might have to find a new software to use. Like I say, it just started occurring, and at one point I thought maybe it was my Wi-Fi connection. It's not my Wi-Fi connection. All my other devices that are connected to my Wi-Fi work perfectly fine. I used the highest I used the highest upload speed or the highest available internet service that I can get where I live. So I got the speed. I'm using a Mac computer. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But if it continues to act up, I'm just gonna have to find something else to stream with. So I apologize in advance. And if we have, and y'all let me know if we have a real bad connection during this stream, we may just have to cut StreamYard off and grab the old reliable cell phone and go back to the old school way that we used to do this. But we're gonna see. Hopefully, it don't act too bad. Russ said, I don't want no Ricky quarterback if we ain't rolling with Ritter. Let's go after Lamar. What if Lamar isn't available? Because I would love to have Lamar, but unfortunately, like We don't really control that. Baltimore really has control of his contract. So I would love to get him. I've already talked about Lamar, but we we don't have control over that. Lamar don't even have complete control over that because he's not technically going to be an unrestricted free agent. As far as Ritter goes, unproven third round pick, and I preach to the choir a lot about how I feel about going to next season with Desmond Ritter as the uncontested starter. And I just want to make it clear, I'm not saying that Ritter shouldn't be given a chance, but I think it should be a competition. If they don't get Lamar, like Rusty say, or if they don't draft the quarterback in the first round, man, you better bring the most bona fide veteran you can in the free agency, and make it do what it do. Christian Graham say, "Bang on these fools." What's going on with you, Christian? Our money weight, man. We can't talk about this. It's against the rules. Remember, ABG commandment number 2: Thou shalt not talk about drafted quarterbacks. I don't understand why is that so taboo in the fan base? I mean, we talking about the most important position on the field. I think a significant part of this fan base just has got punch drunk when it comes to drafting quarterbacks. They just punch drunk with the idea of it. Because I've been talking about drafting quarterback damn near 5 years now. Around like 2000, 2018, 2019, when I saw that Matt Ryan and Julio Jones era was pretty much over and they went winning on Super Bowl, I'm like, okay, let's get a new quarterback in here. Let's draft somebody, groom him on the Matt Ryan for a year or two. Let's move on. And I remember back then, man, they used to be on my top back then, back in like 2018, 2019, when I'm like, man, we need to draft the quarterback. What do you mean we need to draft the quarterback? We got Matt Ryan. I'm like, so, man, I ain't got it no more, man. We need to move on. We need to get ready to transition to the next era of Dirty Birds. They used to be mad about it then, man. We got Matt Ryan. All you got to do is get Matt Ryan a line and get him a running backs, get him a defense, get him a coach, get him a brand new car, get him a 3-course meal. You had to get Matt Ryan everything. So back then, like, people didn't like the idea of it. Back then, people when it was becoming apparently obvious that Matt Ryan was no longer the young Matty Ice no more, the skills had diminished, and a lot of his numbers, a lot of Matt Ryan's numbers at the end, they were just like, you had to take off your Falcon shades to see through the numbers. And I'm not saying he was trash or he was bad, but like after 2018, some of y'all not gonna like this, but after 2018, Matt Ryan was just an above average quarterback. And a team with an above average quarterback in today's NFL, good luck, Jack. So I was on this back then, man. So just so y'all know, this ain't about Desmond Ritter. This ain't personal, because from my point of view, my perspective, man, hey, today's NFL, bro, you need top tier quarterback play to win in this league and win big at this league. So I've been on this campaign since the Matt Ryan days. Y'all who've been, around long enough, y'all know this. Y'all said, man, yeah, tired of talking about getting rid of Matt Ryan for years. Now you're trying to get rid of Desmond Ritter. So I've been on this for a minute, man. And fans didn't want to draft nobody under Matt Ryan. I didn't understand it. They didn't want to draft nobody under Matt Ryan. They felt like all Matt Ryan needed was a line and everything else, and he won us the Super Bowl. And it became obvious once he went to Indianapolis, and the same people, well, watch what he do with the Colts, boy. They about to go to the championship game. He might go to the Super Bowl. He about to win MVP. He got exposed. He really was terrible. And again, this ain't personal. This ain't nothing against Matt. I'll come out and I'll tell y'all this year in 2022 was the first trash season of Matt Ryan's career. When he was just like trash. Okay, he's not good. He's not good. He ain't good. He ain't no good quarterback. And And believe it or not, the same time last year, people was talking about giving Matt Ryan a 3-year extension. Can y'all imagine what we'd have been going through if we'd have extended him for 3 years, 75 million? Oh God. No, probably 3 years, 90 million, you know. Y'all imagine, boy, because he ain't got it no more. And people thought he was going to age gracefully like Drew Brees when Brees, you know, started knocking on 40 or Tom Brady. I'm like, y'all gotta stop being so biased, man. Matt Ryan ain't never been that type of quarterback. What do you mean he ain't never been that type of quarterback, y'all? He don't have that skill set. Like, you got to learn how to look at this team without being a Falcons fan. I say that all the time. You gotta teach yourself how to look at this team objectively, like you're not a Falcons fan. You know? But this time last year, man, people was, man, we got to extend Ryan so we can create some cap space. You know, we got to extend Matt. Like, extend Matt Ryan for what? Well, you know, Matt Ryan's still elite. Matt Ryan's still real good. You know, Arthur Blank said he Falcons for life. So people didn't want to talk about this during the Matt Ryan era. So this is nothing new. They didn't want to talk about this during the Matt Ryan era. Well, we don't need to draft no quarterback. We got Matt Ryan. Like, y'all, come on, man. Come on. Matt Ryan hadn't been very good or quote unquote great since 2018. After 18, bro, they were just like above average years. And what happened is, like, the fan bias of the fan base, they allowed themselves to get fooled by the numbers. Well, he's second in the league in passing yards. How about that, tight end? And I used to say, well, shoot, he first in passing attempts, dog. You know what I'm saying? He should be second and third in NFL in passing yards. If you first in pass attempts, you throwing the ball way more than everybody, you know. But you know, I've been on the quarterback campaign for years now, man. Because I know in today's NFL, you need top level quarterback play, man. And a lot of times when you get top level quarterback play, a lot of the deficiencies and weaknesses on your team can be masked by great quarterback play, not just above average. And I've said this a few times. The Atlanta Falcons fan base, and y'all can steal this line if you want it. But the Atlanta Falcons fan base, we have never, ever, ever in franchise history had an elite quarterback. Therefore, we don't know what true greatness looks like. So we misconstrue good with great. We misconstrue slightly above average with very good. We misconstrue mediocre with above average, because we ain't never seen elite back play in this franchise history. Barkowski, not elite. Chris Miller, not elite. Jeff George, not elite. Michael Vick, not elite. Matt Ryan, not elite. We never had one. And I think that's a real big reason we ain't got no rings, because we ain't never had no elite quarterback play. When that little midget, no offense to y'all real short people, but when that little midget went to New Orleans, that was the first time that franchise had an elite quarterback. And we all know how that played out, right? We all know how that played out. So because we don't know what real true greatness is at the quarterback position, we tend to fool ourselves that Matt Ryan was creme de la creme. He was elite. He was top level. You know, you're talking about a quarterback who really only had 2 exceptional years. And one of those 2 exceptional years was a losing season. The rest of them was above average good or pretty good. But I'm just talking about, man, you the shit. It was 2 of them, 18, 16. So, we don't know what it looked like in Atlanta, y'all. So we mistake it, and we let our fan bias get in the way. Like, hold on. My bad, I'm rambling, man. I ain't been reading the comments. Let me catch up with y'all. My dog Wallace Smith checking in from YouTube. What's happening, Wallace? Also, everybody watching on YouTube, do you boy a big favor, man? YouTube Wallace, make sure y'all smash that like button for your dog, man. Hit that like button for your dog. Smash that like button. Wallace says, "What's good, Todd? You're going to need more than an elite quarterback to win the championship." Of course, Wallace. Wallace, you my dog, but you stay in the obvious, brother. But an elite quarterback, it increases your chances. I'm gonna give you a baseball analogy, man. If you got elite pitching, it increases your chances of winning the World Series. I'm not saying that you don't need no good defense or you don't need good hitters, good hitting. But man, you got elite pitchers. You more than halfway there. You got an elite quarterback. You more than halfway there. You're a lot closer to the prize than the team who just got an above average quarterback. Why? Because it's the most important position. Why? Because the quarterbacks have more control over the game than any other position, on the field. Why? Because all the rules are predicated toward the quarterback to be successful and the offense. So it's a very important and critical position in today's NFL. So that's why I always be campaigning about quarterback play. Trust me, I'm not ignorant when it comes to game of football. I know you need great defense as well. You need a sturdy offensive line who's capable of protecting your quarterback. The run game definitely helps out a great deal as well. And you also need some fairly good, knowledgeable coaching. But the quarterback position is the engine in the car. You can have a bad carburetor and still drive around. You can have an oil leak, the car still a move. I ain't saying you can drive 200-300 miles, but you let that engine go out in that car, good luck. The quarterback is the engine in the car. It makes everything come together. So that's why I always be campaigning about quarterback play. Thank you, Wallace. I appreciate you, bro. David Starr said, I'll give Matt 2012 as a great season as well. I'm going to say, David, that's debatable. But I'm going to give it very good, David. I'm going to give it very good. That was a very good season. I can't give it I guess it all depends on your definition of great. Excuse me, because in this context, when I'm talking great, I'm really more or less saying elite level play. Like top level. Because we love, internet world, when we debate sports, we love to talk about elite quarterbacks, elite basketball players. That's our new code word when we do debating on sports. You know what I mean? So, but that's really what I mean when I say that. Like just real true to undeniable elite seasons. 18, 16. Now you may fact check me on this, David. I don't think his quarterback rating was over 100 in 2012, was it? Let me look it up. But I don't think it was. I might be wrong. 2012, Matt Ryan stats. Let's look at this real quick. Matt Ryan stats. Let's look at it. See what Iceman had in 2012. Damn, I need my glasses. 99.1, David. And I know quarterback rating ain't the overall deciding factor of everything. It's debatable. I'll give you that. It's debatable. It's debatable. My dog John here checking in said I'm drinking at 800 golden margarita. John, I'm on it tonight, man. John, what I got tonight? Hold on. John, I got some of that smoke wag bourbon. This the Halloween bottle right here. I still got some left, you know. But I'm on that smoke wagon. I think this is like 92 proof. Yeah, so John, if you ever see that smoke wagon up your way, this is some good bourbon, John Harris. That smoke wagon. This is some good bourbon. Good bourbon. Wallace says title, but some of the last few quarterbacks in the first round haven't panned out either. You correct, Wallace. But Wallace, I'm willing to bet you $3. We can do a virtual handshake, cash out. $3 bet, Wallace. I'm willing to bet you have had a higher success rate in the first round than any other round in the draft. I'm willing to bet that, Wallace. We can bet a $3 bet right now that you have a higher success rate in the first round with the quarterbacks in modern era football than any other round. I'm willing to bet that. Winston Thorne says, look at the Jets. The only thing that's holding them back is quarterback play. They took too long to put Mike White in. True. Very true. And I'm not even sure that they're going to totally give up on Zach Wilson just yet. I don't know if y'all remember, though, Zach Wilson, he had some red flags pop up right before the draft, and they were talking about, like, his attitude, the way he approaches the game. He almost had, like, that Johnny Manziel personality. I'm better than everybody, you know, type of demeanor going on. And there were some red flags that popped up. And you're kind of seeing shades of that in his NFL career. Russell says, yeah, we should just not in the first 6 rounds. I think you might be replying to somebody. Wallace, how the internet connection going, man? Because I'm seeing an unstable icon, so I know it's trash. He says no match stats wasn't over 100 in 2012. That's why I say it's debatable. But see, when you look at the 2016 Matt Ryan, you look at the 2018 Matt Ryan, it's not debatable. Those are just effing great years by the Iceman. 2018, balling. 2016, I ain't got to talk about much about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we were squatted up 2016. But, you know, when I just mean those just undeniable years, you know. My dog Billy Ray checking in. What's going on with you, Billy Ray? Long time no hear. How you been, bro? Billy Ray says, I agree with you on a lot of your opinions, but we must go defense in the draft. Just think about it. With the draft and cap money, it's small but possible to be like the Ravens when they won with Trent Dilfer. Just saying quarterback is the oil to the engine, but it's a must we build the trenches. I agree with you on that. And Billy Ray, you got like 7 more draft picks to build up the defense. Now, somebody else, a good friend of mine, also brought up that Ravens team. And see, the thing about that, Billy Ray, it's hard for me to correlate us building a team like the Ravens built their team, because like football different now. Football is different now. As I was saying before, like football is more predicated for the quarterback to be, you know, successful now than it was, you know, back then with the Ravens. If you're talking about you obviously said the Trent Dilfer team. So yeah. So even though that don't seem like a long time ago, in football years, that football is played and officiated, more importantly, way different than it was when the Ravens won. I ain't taking nothing away from that Ravens defense because they're all-time great. But I feel like if you bring that same Ravens defense and put them in 2022, they won't be as great because of the rules and how the game is played now. Not saying they still won't be a great defense, but I think they would come down a notch, maybe two, just because how the game is officiated. The whole game is just set up for the quarterback to succeed now. Dave said that is a weak bet either way. What's happening, Dave? Yeah, get on that smoke wagon, John. Get on the smoke wagon. It's good. But I'm telling you, man, I just don't understand like the fan base, man. Like, what are y'all afraid of? Why y'all don't be want to take quarterbacks in the first round? Do y'all realize the last time we took a quarterback in the first round was obviously Matt Ryan? And that seemed like 20 years ago. Technically, it's like 15. Even when Matt was here, we weren't drafting quarterbacks. What's the apprehension? What are we afraid of? During Matt Ryan's whole tenure, we only drafted one quarterback, 2013 in the 7th round. And I gotta blame the Falcons for making the fans like that, because the Falcons did such a horrible job in actually drafting quarterbacks. I think they helped condition their fan base to think drafting quarterbacks was taboo, when it's not, especially when you don't have a done data at the quarterback position. We don't have a done data. We ain't had a done data at the quarterback position since those 16, 18 Matt Ryan years. And like the teams who be winning, they still be drafting quarterbacks, man. Look at the Patriots when Tom Brady was winning Super Bowls. They still would draft quarterbacks. And this is the Patriots. The Patriots have 7 times the amount of Super Bowl rings than we do. When Tom Brady was still, now don't think about this year's Tampa Bay Tom. I'm talking about when Tom Brady was doing it to him. I know old Tom, when he was doing it, winning the Super Bowls. Yeah, let's go ahead and draft Jimmy Garoppolo. Just cause that's smart business. That's why we're doing it. Let that have been Atlanta and our fan base. Well, y'all have been ready to burn down Flowery Branch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't even want nobody under Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan can't hold a counter to Tom Brady. But look what the Patriots doing. They still draft quarterbacks. Still. And they had Brady winning Super Bowls. They still, and Garoppolo ain't the only one. They drafted, when Brady was winning the Super Bowls, they drafted multiple quarterbacks in the Tom Brady era. Don't think Jimmy G was the only one. They drafted multiple. You know what I'm saying? It was multiple. Aaron Rodgers winning regular season MVPs. You think that stopped the Packers? You think that stopped the Packers? Alex Smith was virtually playing like Matt Ryan right before Mahomes came. You think that stopped Andy Reid and the Chiefs? And what happened? They won the Super Bowl. If that would have been Atlanta, because like I say, Alex Smith was basically Matt Ryan. They damn near played alike. You know what I'm saying? Chiefs was still winning 10, 11 games a year, going to the playoffs. But you think that stopped the Chiefs from still drafting a quarterback? Joe Flacco, perfect example. He came in the same year that Matt did. Won a Super Bowl. You think that stopped them from bringing Lamar in here? Or in there? But it's our fan base. We just so punch drunk to the idea that you shouldn't draft quarterbacks high. Y'all didn't want nobody. I shouldn't say y'all. Some fans didn't want nobody drafted under Matt, even though it was obvious to people who could look at the team without Matt Ryan glasses on and see like, hey man, it's leaving him. It's leaving fast too. It's leaving him fast. That he can't getting the ball down the field past 30 yards, man. You know? I just don't be understanding the fan base, y'all. It's the most important position. Now y'all doing the same thing with Ritter. I ain't got nothing against Ritter, but I be like, yo, what has Desmond Ritter did? He ain't threw a touchdown yet, and y'all already gave him the job. Has not even thrown one touchdown pass in 12 quarters, and some fans have already given him the job. I be like, dog, why like? But it's that fan bias, man. Like when the Falcons bring somebody in here, as fans, a lot of times we buy so into it that we lose our sense of objectivity on looking at players. People were doing the same thing with when we announced we were signing Mariota. Oh, Mariota about to win comeback player of the year. We gonna win 11, 12 games with Mariota. I'm like, y'all, this is Marcus Mariota we talking about, y'all. Stop. You think Mariota gonna just come here and bring a brand new quarterback in year 8? He is who he say he is. I mean, he is who he is. But I said the same thing when we got Mariota. The same people were just like, everybody the Falcons bring in here ain't a first team all pro, y'all. If that was the case, we have some Super Bowls by now. If that was the case, we're working on our 5th losing season right now. But fans just buy in so fast, buy in so quick. Falcons sound okay, he all pro. Come on, y'all. He an all pro because he played for Atlanta, favorite team. So when I be talking like, man, and trust me, y'all, if I wasn't so convinced Bryce Young was gonna be locked up by Houston, I'd be talking about Bryce Young too. But I just feel like Houston got him. That's a done deal. So I got to talk about CJ. And when people be telling me why, because we got Ritter, I be like, so what the fuck? I don't, you think I'm gonna change my train of thought over unproven 3rd round pick when you could potentially have a franchise changing quarterback come to your team? You think I'm gonna change my opinion because we got unproven 3rd round pick? The fact the Falcons took him in the 3rd round should tell a lot of y'all something. The Falcons not even sold on him like that. If so, he wouldn't have been there in the 3rd round. And he really was a 4th round draft pick for the Falcons because 3 people in front of him. So and two, I'm convinced because like really got to prove it to me. Just because Falcons my favorite team, and just because they drafted him, I'm not just gonna be content and get him the position in my mind. And that don't mean I'm gonna stop talking about trying to better the position. No, not at all. I'm not just gonna be sold just because he played for the team. Just like I went sold when Mariota got here. And I was telling y'all the same type of stuff, man. Mariota, man, we ain't gonna win but like 7 games, bro. Mariota ain't gonna be it. Oh man, watch Mariota gonna surprise you, man. I'm telling you, Mariota gonna surprise you. When we signed Mike Davis the other year, I'm sitting here like, Mike Davis. Y'all might well kept Todd Gurley. What Mike Davis gonna do? Man, I'm telling you, boy, Mike Davis, man, boy, watch what he do. So just because they play for the Falcons, man, I don't be sold on them like that. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, they my favorite team, and I want you to do well. But just because you play here don't mean I'm just gonna turn to a super duper cheerleader and lose my sense of being objective. If you went good the past 3 or 4 teams you played for, and you've been mediocre your whole career, what in the world make me think you're gonna come to Atlanta and also you just gonna have a renaissance and become a player that you've never been in the last 7 years? So I just don't. I understand like why people be so combative when you trying to get the best player at the most important position. Like guys, when you want the team to draft from the top of the talent pool at the quarterback position, that still don't mean that this Ritter ain't gonna get a shot. Hypothetically speaking, let's say they do draft Stroud in the draft. And Arthur Smith tell them both, hey, it's a competition. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a competition for the job? What's wrong with that? If Desmond Ritter really the guy, he gonna beat Stroud out anyway, right? What's wrong with that? I just don't understand this idea of just being sold because they play for the Falcons. Y'all trust the Falcons judgment that much? Come on, it's Friday night. We drinking. We can have some liquor honesty. Y'all trust the Falcons that much to get it right? Because I know y'all been rooting for the team a long time like I have. So you done saw it all. You done experienced it all. Y'all really trust the Falcons judgment that much that they going to get it right. You know what I mean? To the point where you're going to cut off all of the alternatives against somebody else in here. Y'all better than me, I'll tell you that. So, yeah, if CJ Stroud still at number 4 and we drafted number 7, trade up to go get him. Go and get him, man. Go get you a quarterback at the top of the talent pool. Go get him. Don't just sit here and cross your fingers and your toes and hope Ritter end up being this era's Joe Montana when there's only probably like a 1.6% chance that that's going to happen in today's NFL. My bad. Let me read the comments. Maddie says Stroud hasn't done shit. LMAO. Let's draft Fields and look at him. Can't do anything except run. What has Ritter done? What has Ritter done? Give me something Ritter has done. How many points has Desmond Ritter put on the scoreboard for the Falcons? What has Ritter done? Let's draft Fields and look at him. I would take Fields 10 times out of 10 over Desmond Ritter right now, still today. I would take Fields 10 times out of 10 over Desmond Ritter right now. I would take him 10 times out of 10. And Fields has struggled some parts of the season throwing the ball. But I would take Fields 10 times out of 10, 30 times out of 30, 50 times out of 50, 100 times out of 100 over Desmond Ritter right now today. Run it. Chicago Bears called and say, yeah, you know what, Falcons? We think Desmond Ritter would be a better fit in Chicago than Justin Fields. Y'all want to trade us straight up? Just straight up trade. Both of them on rookie contracts. Where do I sign, sir? Where do I sign? Where do I sign? Stroud hasn't done that. Ritter ain't did that. What has Ritter done? What has Ritter done? What has Ritter done in these 3 games that you can just really hang your hat on and say, yeah, that's the man, that's the guy, that's that dude? What? What has he done? I'll wait. I'll wait on the reply. Armando said, oh yeah, Fields is better than Ritter. Ain't no denying that. The talent isn't even close. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like I say, yeah, Justin has struggled at times this year throwing the ball. I pointed that out. And I'm a Justin Fields fanboy. But like I say, I don't allow my fan bias to affect my objectivity. I pointed out early in the season when Justin was struggling. You know, you can go search the group. Like, man, Justin Fields, boy, he's struggling, boy. He's struggling bad. It don't look like he ready. But he got it together. Justin Fields has not been bad this year. He's thrown 17 touchdowns with only 11 interceptions. He has an 85 quarterback rating. I think in year 2, Matt Ryan had an 80 quarterback rating. I don't know what Vic rating was in year 2, But year 2, Justin Fields has thrown the ball statistically better than Vic and better than Matt Ryan, better than our last 2 franchise guys. He's throwing the ball better than our quarterback Ritter. So I don't know where the Justin Fields slander come from. I don't know where that come from. Winston said Justin can't throw the rock. I think Ritter is the better thrower, but all around talent Fields is better. Possibly, but I need Ritter to throw more than just 5-yard routes too. I need him to throw more better than 5-yard routes. So that is to be determined, I think. Because for the most part, the success that Ritter has had, the vast majority of it has been like screen, short routes, you know. So that's to be determined. Madden says, I'm not declaring a job to Ritter, but you're judging him on 3 games and 2 of them versus top 5 defenses. I've said plenty of times, I don't have nothing against Ritter competing for the job. My stance is just not, the stance I'm saying is I'm not going to shoot anybody down that wants to bring a quarterback in here because they're not convinced that the unproven 3rd round, 4th pick of the draft from the Falcons with 0 touchdowns in 12 games is the guy. That's my whole position on it. The last 2 franchise quarterbacks that we drafted in the 1st round, and for the Falcons, emphasis on for the Falcons, they turned out pretty good. The Falcons, they both took the franchise to new heights. So why not continue that 1st round pattern? Why not continue that pattern? That's what I don't understand. Okay. Daniel says Fields couldn't even beat us. Don't act like Fields is the second coming of Christ or something. Who said he was the second coming of Christ? Where is that coming from? Where's that coming from? Fields couldn't even beat us. Yeah, Fields ain't beat like 3. The Bears have beat like 3 teams this year. So I mean, who's saying he's the second coming of Christ? My whole thing was CJ Stroud. Let me emphasize something to you all. Y'all brought up Justin Fields. I didn't bring up Justin Fields. Y'all brought up Fields. And I just said a moment ago, I don't even know where Fields come from. I came on here talking about Stroud. Justin Fields is a Chicago Bear. That ain't gonna change for years to come. Y'all brought up Fields. I didn't bring up Fields. Y'all brought up Fields. So, second coming of Christ. Fields' second year was bad. Matt Ryan second. Statistically, quarterback to quarterback, mano a mano, and Fields didn't have nowhere near the talent surrounding him that Matt Ryan did. Daniel. As Falcons fans, now we got a problem with running quarterbacks. Boy, y'all better not mention Michael Vick. We got some nerve in this group. Vick did great things for the Falcons, man. I give Vick hell sometimes just off his play on the field, but he did great things for the Falcons. I saw that Matt Ryan. It's just time for somebody to take us to the next level now. Vic took us to a plateau. Matt took us to a plateau. It's just time for somebody else to do it. And they both were taken in top 3 of the draft. And now these fans want to fight about was taking 74th in the draft. They just lock onto somebody when they get drafted by the Falcons. Ooh, the Falcons drafted him. He got to be the shit. Ain't nobody that be better than him. If the Falcons ain't proving nothing to us, they get it wrong way more than they get it right. So don't just lock on one. What's up, Kelly? How you doing, bro? Says field slander comes from people who know nothing about football. I totally agree. I totally agree. Totally agree. Kelly says Ritter hasn't faced the top 5 defense. Matty, where you at? Where you at, Matty T? Kelly say you capping. Kelly say that was a cap statement because he hadn't faced the top 5 defense. Where you at, Matty? Let's see. Sherman, what's up, bro? In my opinion, I think Ritter will showcase a show off the last game against the Sucks. What's in store for next 6? I hope so. I hope so, man. I hope he looks good. I do. For some of y'all's benefit, that'll give me less content to talk about after the game. But you know, it's gonna be against the Bucks, and I don't even think I think they're starting Kyle Trask this game. So Sherman, how much stock can we really put into this game? You know, it sounds like the Bucks are just gonna lay down and get ready for the playoffs to me. Excuse me. So how much stock can we really put into it? I just hope he gets a touchdown, man. That'll take one of the bullets away from me that I can use. Because like till he's touchdown, I still got that in my chamber. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man ain't even scored. And tell me this. Coming out of college, who would you take? Let's play like Ritter was still in college. Would you take Ritter, Stroud, Bryce Young? How would y'all rank them coming out of college? Ritter. No, I'm just gonna say Ritter, Stroud. I ain't gonna bring Bryce Young into this. We know we ain't got no chance with Bryce. But who would y'all take coming out of college? Desmond Ritter, CJ Stroud coming out of college. Be honest. See how many of y'all are like real honest. See how many of y'all are honest. Maddie said, what's holding Ritter back is bad play calling. He had a few throws to the end zone that were dropped. Every quarterback had drop passes. All 32 star quarterbacks in the league will tell you that people have dropped touchdowns they've thrown. That's part of the game. Just like referees are gonna miss calls. That's part of the game. What's up, Mo? Fields the only reason the Bears are competing. I don't know why they threw rocks at me with Fields. I wasn't even talking about Fields. I was talking about Stroud. I want to bring East Atlanta Stroud to the A. I already got him a nickname ready, Mo. East Atlanta Stroud. Zone 6. Let's go. I want Stroud in there, man. I want top level talent at the quarterback position. Like, you know why go down to the 3rd round and take the most important position, man? I don't understand it, Mo. I don't understand it. Johnson Kelly put up a scout report that said Ritter had a 45-yard arm. Oh, hell no. Ritter needs to go to the quarterback camp. I need 20 yards added to that deep pass in the offseason. Y'all know John Harris like them bombs. Or like them bombs. Armani said Stroud is better than Fields. Actually, Stroud might be the best passer of the best passer of the quarterback Ohio State has had in a long time. You might be correct, man. 85 touchdown passing and I think just 12 interceptions, 185 QB rating. Bro, you saw what he did to Georgia? You saw what he did to Georgia. Georgia ain't had no answer for him, man. And I'm a Georgia fan. Big time Georgia fan. Georgia, number 1 team in the nation. Saw what he did to Georgia. Ate the Bulldogs up. Again, I'm a Georgia fan. We lucky to get out of that stadium with a win, boy. We were lucky to get out there with a win. Facebook said, I'm just hoping whoever we draft, our coaching staff will coach them up well and use them properly. I totally agree. Stroud struggled against the Northwestern team. Y'all clap for Daniel. Clap for Daniel. Stroud struggled against the Northwestern team. See, when people say stuff like that, it lets me know a lot. You give me any quarterback who's played a numerous amount of games that have never struggled before. You give me any player that's never struggled before. Any of them. You play enough teams, you're not going to be on your A game 100% of the time. But we don't draft you. You don't get drafted based off one football game. That ain't how it works. You're drafted off your entire college career, the body of work. Stroud struggled against a Northwestern team. Okay. But he shined against UGA on the biggest stage. Daniel, which one do you think people are going to remember more? Which one do you think he's going to get more credence for? College career, 85 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So who cares that he struggled against Northwestern? Who cares? You play enough games, you're going to struggle. I'm sure whatever job you do, Daniel, if you go to work enough days, you're going to have a bad day of productivity. It happens. If you've been at your job 3+ years, all 3 years you have not been up to your optimal performance. You've had some bad days at work. When you came home, you said, you know what? I went on my shit today. For whatever reason, could have been something mental, could have been something physical, or it could just been one of them days. That don't mean that you're not a great worker or whatever you do. That don't mean when you go up for your yearly appraisal for your raise, your boss gonna look at, well, you got 300 days work where you had great performance. But you know what? You had this one day on Tuesday, Daniel, where you just went on your shit, so we can't give you no raise. Does that make sense? Of course it don't make sense. What's up, Eric? Because I could tell the difference in Ritter's college experience compared to the NFL experience. Do you think he's trying to transition his college style to pro but not comfortable yet? I see potential, but I think he's trying to adjust. Do you think he will blossom next year? I think if he is the Falcons starting quarterback next year, I think he will be better. Whether he has a second year like Trevor Lawrence had this year, I'm not sure. I really can't say, but I do think he would definitely be better just based off competition, based off experience, and just based off studying and things of that nature. I think it would be better. But would he be good enough to put the Falcons in the playoffs? I don't think he would. And I know some people not gonna like me saying it, but I just don't think he would, man. Um, but we shall see. We shall see. I could be coming on here this same time next year saying, boy, but really balled out this year. He got us in the playoffs, man. We 11-6. You know what I'm saying? So it remains to be seen. Davis says Brady has said he's playing, and if he's playing, so is everyone else. I thought Trash was playing. I thought I saw somewhere that they said Kyle Trash is going to start. I thought that's what I saw. Oh, I love to have Bryce Young, bro. I know Bryce gonna be gone, man. Bryce been the number one pick for them in 2 years, dog. I don't think it's gonna change. I just think we'll have a better chance at Stroud. So I think Bryce gonna go number one. Yeah, I think you're gonna see the two big time defenders go off the board, whether that be Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. I think they're probably gonna fall 2 and 3. Cardinals got Kyler Murray, so they're not gonna need a quarterback. So I think number 4 would be a good place for us to go ahead and trade up 3 or 4 slots and get CJ Stroud, bring him in here. So but I love to have Bryce, dog. Bryce got a real good arm. Kelly says 2022 was literally the worst quarterback draft in years and still didn't get drafted to the third. How many drafted was second quarterback taken in the third? Great point, bro. Great point. And going into the draft, they were saying like that was one of the worst quarterback drafts in years. Hell, Kenny Pickett didn't get picked 20th, I think. And he was the first quarterback taken. In recent times, how long does it take? How many drafts have you seen where the first quarterback can go off the board until number 20? And again, the Falcons drafted 3 players before they took Ritter. So I think a lot of fans who are going hard for Ritter, and I ain't mad at y'all for doing that. You know, y'all Falcons fans. But I think a lot of fans who going hard for Ritter are going harder for him than the actual Falcons did. You know, but they took him with that fourth pick of the year of the draft. I meant to say, excuse me. Um, Sherman says, "We're tired of seeing how pissed Grady is from the last meeting against the Sucks. I see Grady and the defense going ape shit on Brady because you know Grady already tired of what we're putting out each week on the field. So is Brady playing or is Trash playing? Can anybody clarify that? Who playing? Who's playing? Most of Stroud not better than Field. Stroud lost to Michigan twice and never made it to the Natty. Okay. So who's the best? Who's the best? Stroud or Field? Who's the best? I would take either one of them over Ritter though. And I ain't got nothing against Ritter, man. I promise y'all. I was in the group posting last year that Ritter would be a good pick for the Falcons, but I just knew the Falcons situation. I was saying that because I understood the situation, the cap space, the quarterback room, but I wasn't saying that to say, hey, well, draft the next franchise quarterback in the third round. No. There go my old Uncle Steve in the building. What's happening with you tonight, Steve? How's it going, bro? Steve says, my brother, I'm not getting a backlash on the idea of bringing in someone new to compete, not back up with Ritter. We need help on D, but you don't win without a good quarterback. Sorry. Hey, man, you know I agree with you, Steve. You need good / great quarterback play in today's NFL, man, to win consistently and to win big. Man, you rarely are going to see a team deep in the playoffs and they ain't got quality quarterback play consistently. So I don't know, Steve. Like I said, I think our fan base and some of them are just punch drunk, man. And I blame the Falcons on that too, because they went so many years without drafting nobody under Matt Ryan. And Steve can attest to what I said earlier. When Steve first came in the group years ago, when me and Steve used to go back and forth like Skip and Shannon, one of the first things I said to Steve was, Steve, we need to drop the quarterback. I said it right there on Steve's show. I think it was his very first live stream. I said, Steve, we need to draft the quarterback, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I've been on this campaign for years, man. I've been on this campaign for years. Like, man, get top level quarterback talent in here. Just don't settle for the third round, man. That's settling. Don't just settle for the third round. Go get a quarterback, man. That's top level talent. And if he don't work, you know what? At least you swung for the fences. If Ritter don't work, you can't honestly say you swung for the fences. I mean, you just settle. But if you draft in top 8, you go get a quarterback, where you supposed to get your quarterback at. At least you went down fighting, man. You went down swinging for the fences. you went down swinging for the fence. Billy says, Billy Ray says, tight if CJ there was snatching, but if not, what do you think about your Georgia boy Bennett? No. No. Bennett is a UGA legend. Some will argue if he wins Monday night, he's the UGA GOAT. But the buck stops there. That Stetson Bennett story, we don't need to carry that to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? See, Billy Ray, you know how much I love my dogs. You see me talk about them all the time on my personal page. But again, I don't let my fan bias interfere with being Bennett undersized, too old. He's 25 years old playing against 18 and 19-year-olds. But if it's within the rules, it's within the rules. But he undersized, too old. So no, let him just be UGA's glory for his time. But no. We don't need to do that. No. Reminds me of Drew Brees when he was at Purdue. I'm a Gator, and I always said Bennett was garbage, but his numbers are definitely worth the conversation. I can respect that, but Stetson is surrounded by nothing but 5 and 4-star college recruits. You're not gonna have that. You're gonna have a different kind of parity on the NFL level. No, no, no. Let's leave him in Athens. Let somebody else take that gamble. Let somebody else take that gamble. Stroud got joined the night before the Northwestern game. It happens, college kids. Madison, exactly. Every quarterback has struggles, but you're saying Ritter needs to be perfect. Why? Because he's the third round of bullshit. No, I'm not saying he needs to be perfect. What I'm saying, Maddie, is I'm not just giving him the job. See, a lot of y'all are just giving him the job. I'm not just giving him the job. That's the difference. I've said multiple times, if he wins in a competition, I'm cool with it. That means he is definitely the man. Let's roll it in. Let's hope we win a Super Bowl with him. I'm just not giving him the job. Like, for instance, man, if you were to say, hey, man, let's sign Ryan Tannehill to bring him in here as a veteran to start next season, I'm not going to debate you on that. But if I say let's bring in Tannehill in here to start the season, you're going to debate me on that because you feel like it's Ritter's job. I don't feel like it's Ritter's job. I feel like Ritter should have to win the job. I feel like it would be told, and love my team, but Falcons are not the wisest franchise in the NFL. But I feel like it would be just stupid to go into 2023 with no competition in the quarterback room for Ritter. You just set up for him. You just gave him the job. As a third-round pick, it ain't like he beat out Mariota for the job. Once we really got eliminated from the playoffs, it became more of a priority to evaluate Ritter than it is to roll with Mariota, who's only really here on a one-year contract. It just made sense at that point. You notice he didn't start until we really got eliminated from the playoffs. It'd have been different. They went to the training camp. Art Smith said Mariota starter. You go into training camp and Ritter just come out balling. In practice, he the better quarterback. Camp, he the better quarterback. OTA, he the better quarterback. He took that job from Mariota. And it don't even say much to take a job from Mariota because that's Mariota. Mariota mediocre. But to just settle and give him a job because of circumstances and not because of viable competition, it bothers me. Now, if you giving a franchise to somebody you consider a top 5, top 8 draft pick, I don't have a lot of problems with that. And even then, I would prefer him to sit down a little bit before you just bring him into the fire. But at least at that point, you have recognized in your evaluation process that you feel like this guy has the skills, the talent, and the knowledge to take your franchise to the next level. Teams don't do that with third rounders. That's my problem. That's my issue. And I hope I clarified it well enough. Toddy, you crack me up, bro. If I crack you up, you may send me some cash up. I take donations, so if I'm entertaining to you, send your boy cash up, man. Ray Ellison, what's up, Todd? Is it me or does it seem like quarterbacks that come from Ohio State don't have really good long-term success in the NFL? It depends. And I'm going to borrow this from Kelly. How many of them had a first-round grade? Justin Fields is still right here story. And I know a few of y'all throwing rocks at Fields. Fields ain't having no bad year this year. You know what I'm saying? He ain't having a bad season. 85 quarterback rating in year 2. 17 interceptions. 17 touchdowns. 11 interceptions. I think he has about 2,300 passing yards. I think about 1,000 plus rushing yards. He ain't having no bad year. He's had some bad games, but overall, he's not having a bad year. So Justin Fields still writing his story. I'm not finna come on here and call him trash or garbage until he proves to me that he's trash or garbage. Now, year 4, year 5, we may have a better indicator of that. But I'm going to say this about that because I see a lot of people bring that up. I don't put a lot of stock on that. How many top tier quarterbacks did Texas Tech produce before Mahomes? I don't put a lot of stock in that. That well, he went to this school, so you can't draft him. I don't put a lot of stock in that at all. How many did Cincinnati produce where Ritter came from before Ritter? I mean, and I'm asking this out of me not knowing. Have they produced any greats? Cincinnati? Has Wyoming produced any other than Josh Allen? I don't put a whole lot of stock in the you can't play because you came from this school thing. I really don't. I really, really don't. Todd, answer me honestly. Did you want to draft Malik Willis last year? Y'all who know this answer that for Maddie. I'm gonna let y'all answer that for Maddie. Answer that for Maddie. Y'all who know, answer that for Maddie. Nah, Maddie, straight up, I'm gonna give you the real on Malik Willis. Maddie, all last year, I was in the group pretty much saying, stay away from Malik Willis. I was telling everybody he's a project quarterback. I was telling everybody who would listen, that's about at least a 3-year project. Stay away from Malik Willis. He is not pro ready. I made one post and a huge fight broke out in the post because I was standing my ground on my opinion. And somebody else was like, well, Josh Allen was doing this when he was in college and look how he turned out. I'm like, listen, bro, I watched Malik games. Y'all watching Malik highlights. I watched the games. And from what I saw in the games, he ain't pro ready. Stay away from Malik. You know what I'm saying? Stay away. And if you want me to, Maddie, I can pull up some of them posts. If you think I'm BSing. I'm not saying that all my predictions have been right because I made a lot of wrong predictions on players. But Malik ain't want nothing to do with him, bro. Didn't want nothing to do with Malik Willis last year. Nothing at all. Excuse me. But yeah, let me before I get out of here, man. If any of y'all want to come on here and argue or debate or say your piece, you're more than welcome. Matt, if you want to bring your ass in here and tell me why we need to keep Ritter, you're more than welcome. I'm gonna drop a link in here, man. So if anybody want to come in and tell me why I'm wrong or tell me why I'm right, you are more than welcome. Hold on just a second. Let me drop this. I'm gonna drop this in the Facebook group. Bam. So there we go. Facebook, just click that link if you want to come in. YouTube, I'm gonna drop that link for y'all on YouTube. And while I do that, man, y'all Falcons fans who watching, stop being scared to drop the quarterback, man. Stop being scared. Yeah, I know that's our team. We supposed to rally behind anybody on the team, but man, it ain't nothing wrong with having the expectation of the player to prove it's his job, especially if they drafted in a part of the draft, which is pretty much a developmental part of the draft. Teams don't go into the third round looking for franchise quarterbacks. You know, just because you got the job, because we got knocked out of the playoffs and Mariota couldn't get the job done. That don't mean you should be the franchise quarterback without any competition. Let me make that clear. Because I'm not saying that Ritter can't be the guy, but make him earn it, man. If you don't draft a quarterback, bring a viable veteran in here and make him earn it. Bring Jimmy G in here. Make him beat out Jimmy G. Bring Tannehill in here. Make him beat out Tannehill. Bring Derek Carr in here. Make him beat out Derek Carr. Then you get him the job uncontested. Okay, this your job, kid. You the guy. But as a third round pick, he should just be granted that. And I just don't understand the drawback. Man. I don't understand why our fan base be so hesitant to enter quarterback territory. I don't get it. And most of y'all same people were just in love with Matt Ryan. Feel like he could do no wrong. He was drafted in the first round. You know, your all favorite player win in the first round. You don't want to go. You don't want to go and follow that same trend and get another one in the first round. Like, you know, you went from the third pick with Matt, and now you want to go to 74th with Ritter. I don't get it. And if we go defense, I ain't mad about that. That's cool. I ain't mad about that. But if we got a chance to get Stroud, I would like to get Stroud. You know, but if we do go defense, I ain't mad about that. I know a lot of y'all saying we need to draft pass rusher. Yeah, we need to find somebody who can rush the passer. But hell, then we just draft the pass rusher like last year I think. AK-47 pass rusher. Hey man, you got a chance to go get CJ Stroud. Go get CJ, man. Don't even play. Don't even play with it. Go get CJ. Go get you a certified top prospect in the draft, man. Where you supposed to get your quarterback set. Ain't no general manager or head coach going to the third round, taking a quarterback, just giving him the job. Yeah, this our guy right here. This our guy. Make him earn it. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be given the opportunity to earn a job, but it just shouldn't be his without any kind of competition coming in there. That's my only point with it. I'm just not cool with just handing him the keys to the car and not making him earn it. And I don't like the fact that some think he should be given the keys and he hasn't rightfully earned it yet. That's my thing right there. Because Mariota didn't work out and you were just the next person in line. No, I'm not cool with that. And that's my thing. Thing that says CJ won't be there when we pick, but that's going over everybody's head. Trade up and go get him. Trade up and go get him. People trade up in the draft every single year. Go get him. Get on the phone. Arizona, you're trying to move up. You want this, you want that. Okay, well, deal. Go get him. Arizona ain't gonna take no quarterback. Chicago ain't gonna take no quarterback. Go get him. That's all I'm saying. Just go get him. Go get your guy. You should not be drafted in the top 8 for 3 consecutive years and you ain't put that into a quarterback. You should not be drafted in the top 8 for 3 consecutive years, 5 consecutive losing seasons, and you ain't drafted a quarterback. One more time. You should not be drafted in the top 8 for 3 consecutive years. You have 5 consecutive losses, losing seasons, and you ain't got your quarterback with one of those draft picks. It don't make sense. It's ass backwards. Ain't no rhyme and reason to explain that. Then you taking quote unquote generational tight ends with the number 4 pick. You taking wide receivers with the number 8 pick, but you don't want to invest the same type of draft capital to the guys that will actually throw him the ball. As we used to say, what they do that at? If you're gonna invest all that into Kyle Pitts, you're gonna invest all that into Drake London, invest the same type of stuff in the most important position. And if Desmond Ritter whoop his ass in training camp, so be it. You went out swinging for the fences. You didn't go out settling. You gave it your all as a general manager and as a head coach and as a front office staff. But just don't settle. Just don't settle for whatever. Moses Bryce, the only quarterback the team will move up to get. Stroud will be there for the taking. So you think Stroud will be still sitting there at 7 or 8? I think Stroud stock went up a lot after the Georgia game. I think his stock went up a lot. And man, you probably got to get Houston like 4 first-round draft picks to have a chance to get Bryce. So I'm sure Bryce is gonna be there. But go get your guy, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's time to draft. It's time to spend the same type of draft equity you spent with Mike Vick, with Matt Ryan. Do the same with the next guy that coming in. And again, if Ritter whoop his ass in training camp, okay, we know what it is. Y'all was right. If Ritter whoop his ass in training camp, we know what it is. Y'all was right. But at least try. Just don't settle. We ain't gonna have but one quarterback going into next year anyway. So we gonna have space on the roster to go get a quarterback. Go draft one. And I think that would probably buy Arthur Smith some time. Because if he does stick with Ritter and we don't win with 4 or 5 games with him as a starter, he's probably not going to make it to 2024. He probably ain't going to make it to 2024. So that's what I'm at with it, man. I'm going to bring my guy Uncle Steve in here. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, man? Let me turn on this light so you can see me in here, man. I didn't want to take up a lot of time because I want you to get some other folks in here. But I wanted to validate the argument that we used to have early on because I was a staunch. You're right. When I first came in, I was a protect Matt Ryan type of guy. When you were telling us, let's change this up because it ain't moving. The meter is not moving. So you were ahead of the game with that. To the cat who was talking about you were trying to get Malik Willis, I remember specifically, and I was even thinking Malik Willis because, oh man, he's a hometown guy. And I remember you telling, don't get fooled. Don't get fooled. He's not ready. I remember you saying that. So I'm you don't need a lawyer, but I'm here to tell you, you were absolutely pounding that. My third thing is you're making too much sense. Dude, why are we just satisfied with saying, here, Ritter, you got the job? It's he has absolutely done nothing to say he deserves the job going into 2023. Now, if he wins the job, just like you, Toddy, I know you will. We're going to support him 100% if he wins the job. But we are just giving it to him for those who think that. For those who think, let's just give it to him. Oh, what has he done? I want him to win. I want him to win the job, but let's give him some competition. We can't go into this season with a 4-game sample and say, okay, that's good. He's the guy. And spend all this money on all this defense, and we're gonna mess around and be like one of those teams. Oh, they got a great defense, but no quarterback. See Carolina.
Right.
And I just don't understand why we are tripping about bringing in either competition or somebody who might be better. I don't know. I just don't understand that backlash. It seems like we're getting a lot of that in the group lately.
We are, Steve. And like I said, I don't know if the fan base is maybe a little punch drunk from the Matt Ryan era, and they just so used to being defensive when you talk about bringing in another quarterback or bringing in competition or drafting a quarterback. You know, that just has always been the lean on defense mechanism. You know, whenever someone says, "Hey, it's time to get past Matt," are you crazy? You know. So I don't know if that's it, man. But just to reiterate, hey, I'm not saying Ritter should not be given an opportunity, but I just don't feel like we just should settle and just after 4 games hand the 3rd round pick the keys to the car. I just don't think that's wise. You know, I'm up here banging the CJ Stroud drums, but if they don't take CJ, which is not a guarantee, they might feel like, hey, we got to get defense this time. And if so, cool, because we definitely need defense help too. But you better go get a viable veteran in here.
You better.
Who can start day one. You better go get a veteran in here, man. Because I'm telling you, Steve, if they go into next year, Ritter is the starter, and we don't win 3, 4, 5 games, Arthur Smith is out of here. He's gone.
He might not make it to mid-season if that happens.
You're right.
And I'll take it one step further. And I know people hate to go back to revisit history. No, I'm not going to do John Harris and go back to the Flintstone days. But I rewind, I should say. back to 2021 when I screamed to the top of my lungs, get Justin Fields. Get Justin Fields. Get Justin Fields.
Steve, you was hot that night.
And everybody, Tiny, do you remember all the people? No, because you have to sit him a year. You'll be wasting the talent at first round. You'll sit him down. And look at how he's improved in this first year. We would have already been 1 year in. Dang it, I'll go as far to say he might have finished a couple of those games that Armani's favorite quarterback, Marcus Mariota, didn't finish. So if we would have gone that route and trusted in trying to get the franchise and stop worrying about offending the legend of Matt Ryan, I seriously think we would have already clinched the NFC South.
I totally agree, Steve.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of this pushback coming from. People just got so used to pushing back when you're talking about quarterbacks, and they just can't get away from it. It's like, guys, this is the most important position. Y'all should want some competition here.
And they still can't answer my question of what college team has consistently put out great quarterbacks. I still can't get that answer. If somebody can give me that, huh?
We ain't saying as a fan base. We are insane. What? Because we're doing the same thing, expecting a different result
over and over again.
We're insane as a fan base.
I'm just trying to figure out. He wouldn't know how Ohio State don't put out good quarterbacks. What college does on a consistent basis,
right?
And I still have not. We know Ohio State don't put out great quarterbacks. Okay, so we're gonna go look at Michigan quarterback. I mean, they got McCarthy. I mean, Tom Brady went to Michigan, so we should go get that quarterback with that logic, right? I'm just saying.
Aside of the recent Tua and Jalen Hurts combination, I can't remember, and I'm sure somebody's gonna come up and say it. I can't remember there being a college where you just said, well, they're just pouring out quarterbacks and going into teams. I'm just looking all around. Oklahoma, well, maybe Oklahoma. Oklahoma had a couple of quarterbacks, but all of them haven't been great. You talking about Baker, who's going to be on his 14. You talk about Kyler Murray, who God bless him with his injury, but it ain't like he was balling out before he got hurt. So, you're absolutely right. There is no steady trend to say this college puts them out. I just want
with Oklahoma, that's specifically with Lincoln Riley, though. Like before Lincoln Riley, you didn't have no run on quarterback.
I mean, and Baker Mayfield turned out to be trash.
Yeah, and because that's not even a college thing. That's Lincoln Riley. Because with Stoops, I can't think of a quarterback on the Stoops.
Yeah, I mean,
not a one on the Stoops,
man. Why do we?
Who won the national championship with Stoops? Somebody
Heupel.
Was it Heupel? Okay.
Whoever rolled Adrian Peterson to the championship. That was
no. I don't think AP won the championship.
No, they lost to USC. You're right.
Yeah, they lost.
AP didn't win the championship at Oklahoma.
Somebody said Sam Bradford.
I just don't understand, y'all. Like, why do we keep having this mindset of we are so against drafting a quarterback, top 10, top 5? I just don't get it. Ritter hasn't done anything to really, and I like Ritter. Hey, listen, I hope he's the guy, but he hasn't done anything of substance to be like, we got to stick with him. And as a GM or a head coach, you got to be like, man, do I really want to? If we don't do well next year, if we go half the season and we have a losing record, I'm gonna probably be fired. Am I willing to put my reputation on the line, my job on the line, and I just got this job 2 years ago for a 3rd round pick?
Well, here's the thing I think that encourages me. The mere fact that we had a Dollar General salary cap on our team, and Terry Fontenot swung for the fences to try to bring in a talented quarterback leads me to believe that hopefully he is thinking in the back of his mind. We're not even thinking about trades, which could be on the table. I have a feeling if he swung for the fences like that in March, I don't think he's looking for settling. So I hope that energy that he had this past March is going to be the same energy he has going into the free agent season.
I said in a comment, he is willing to swing for Watson. He can't be thinking Ritter is the answer if he talking about swinging for Watson.
Exactly.
I'm hoping so.
Exactly.
And like he ain't even has Ritter even thrown or ran a touchdown? Like does he have any touchdowns? I'm just asking. I'm not even trying to be I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just like, what?
No, he hasn't. And if you sit up there and you're looking at this kid, he's still playing very, very slow compared to NFL speed.
Oh yeah.
But they're not asking him to do a lot. That's why I don't understand why people are talking about he doing such a great job. Whenever you have rookie talent, they're asking you just put it in the hands of the playmakers. He's not. He doing 5-yard slants. Little shout out to the flats for Patterson to get his little 3-4 yards extra after the kick. Yeah. And it's annoying because people are like, "Oh, he's rolling." Meanwhile, he done completed 5 passes for 12 yards, and it's annoying. And the other part that's really frustrating is Belichick drafts a quarterback almost every year.
Thank
you. Won in the first round and then went back the next year and got Zappy in the 4th. Like, they draft a quarterback every year. Nobody bats an eye. First time we take a quarterback late in the draft, oh, he's the guy.
Who is that? Who is that? I can't read the name. Who is that just said that?
Oh, that's Dan. It says Kelly. What did he say? Kelly Stinson. The point is,
Kelly,
they're developmental. They're not a first round pick. Hurts might win the MVP, but Hurts had. I mean, and don't get me wrong, y'all. The best thing that happened to Jalen Hurts was Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley.
Best thing that ever happened to him, because had he went to the NFL just off the strength of going from Alabama, just coming off, he wouldn't be that guy.
But here's the other part.
When was Hurts drafted though? Which round?
Second.
He was drafted in the second round though.
Okay.
He was drafted in the second round.
He was drafted in the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drafted in the second round. He was drafted in the top 50.
So he had to go to the quarterback whisperer to elevate his game. So let's not act like he wasn't getting developed when he got developed at Oklahoma by a quarterback whisperer.
More than development, the thing that a lot of people are missing is just natural talent. If Randy Moss didn't know how to run an entire route tree, he was still getting drafted first round. Khalil Mack, in no universe was Khalil Mack getting drafted outside the first round because they're just natural, talented mutants. Like Julio could have been dumb as bricks. Guess what? He's getting drafted first round because he's a mutant in terms of talent. Josh Allen, they seen that boy throwing that ball in Wyoming and the weather didn't even affect the ball. Like, when you got talent that jumps off tape, you're going first round. Jalen Hurts has talent. The question was, could he be a quarterback? Going to Lincoln Riley proved that. The question with Ritter is, does he have talent?
Yeah.
Like, can he does the normal backup quarterback stuff? Like people talk about Brock Purdy. He's doing what he's supposed to do. That's what backup quarterbacks do. They come in when the first round quarterback goes out. They got to keep the ship afloat. Can Ritter do that? Yes. Do you expect them to lead a franchise for the next 10 years? No,
absolutely
not. There's a talent that Aaron Donald was not getting drafted in the third round. He was lifting grown men off their feet. Like, there's a talent gap. That's the thing I don't think people are getting. Like, there are some people who were just gifted. They were just born with more talent than others.
Right. And they've been like that since they were 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah. They were talking about Matt Stafford throwing 70 yards in high school, in middle school. Before he arrived at Georgia, I remember they were talking about he's a future first round pick before he stepped on campus at Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I know David Armani. Who is that? Who is that just talking? Kelly, how you doing first? I know me and you've been talking back and forth on that. I wanted to piggyback on something you said that was so true, and one of the dysfunctions about Atlanta. You said about how Bill Belichick always drafts quarterbacks. Even if he had Tom Brady, he drafted Garoppolo, he drafted Stentham, and just to push Tom Brady to let him know, yeah, you're the greatest quarterback of all time. But he was getting ready to switch Garoppolo with him a couple of years ago. He was
Yes,
about
he
to
was.
take
An ultimatum from Robert Kraft for him to trade Garoppolo.
Right. And so here's my point. Here in Atlanta, we've had stalwarts like Chris Redmond, DJ Shockley, what's my man Ben Kirk, we brought in Matt Sharp. So here in this franchise, which was why I was so beating the drum for a quarterback last year, we never had an expectation to push Matt Ryan. So now we're left thinking that a third-round quarterback, as Tidy has been preaching from the pulpit the last couple of weeks, we are sitting here saying, oh, let's just hand the job to a third-round quarterback. There's a reason you were passed over 2 rounds. Right. Let's hand this job over to somebody that's
we
not.
We passed him over 3 times.
Yeah, we passed him 3 times.
Right. He can't even go to that speech like my man did a few years ago. Y'all made 9 mistakes. He can't. Desmond Ridder can't get mad. You got passed over twice by everybody.
Yeah.
So but I was just saying that was a good point, Kelly.
Yeah. Somebody also say, Steve, like Patriots drafted Matt Castle. They drafted Jacoby Brissett.
Oh my!
And this is all when Brady is winning Super Bowls.
Wow, Brady's winning Super Bowls.
So I don't understand the mindset. I don't understand the mindset. Brady is the greatest player of all, the quarterback of all time, and they still putting competition behind him. But we can't put competition behind a third-round pick. Oh no, that's a sin.
And I'm gonna go back to something Arthur Smith said at the beginning of this season. He had to get rid of the sense of entitlement in this organization. That comes from not putting anybody in here to compete with Matt Ryan and these others.
Yep.
Hey fellas, I'm getting ready to go right now. I gotta go deliver this retirement letter for Devontae Freeman. I gotta get out, but I'm gonna continue to listen to y'all.
Don't do the goat like that now.
Yeah,
don't do the goat like that.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. I'm gonna be listening.
All right, Steve.
All right, Steve.
I don't get it, y'all, and it kills me, man. I'm just like, man, if CJ Stroud. And another point, Tidy, I know you said that somebody said that he's probably not going to fall to 6 or 7. Let's not forget that Justin Fields had a hell of a game versus Clemson that 1 year. Yeah. He went to the national championship, and I ain't gonna say laid an egg. The team laid an egg. However, he was supposed to be right behind Trevor Lawrence, and then he didn't get drafted till 10.
But the reason, I think, because of the emergence of those other 2 guys. So if CJ's gonna fall, you need other guys to emerge.
So what happens if Matt Duggan goes out and just balls out versus Georgia? Because Matt Duggan is coming out to. Matt Duggan is going to the draft too. I believe so. And then Will Levis is still there, and he has great measurables. So we just have to see, because I just feel like I'm gonna be real. I think that CJ Stroud could just fall right in our hands. That's just me.
I don't think he's gonna fall. I just feel like if you feel like that's your guy, you gotta go get your guy. Because if you feel like they felt the organization at that time, they felt like, oh, we have somebody on the other side of Roddy. Hey, we're gonna be straight. And they identified Julio. They said he's the guy, and they went and got him.
Yeah.
And
because
the thing about
they needed somebody on the other side of Roddy. So I'm like, if you feel like that's your guy,
go get it.
Yeah, because it's the most important. I felt that Kansas City Buffalo game, that playoff game last year, that changed my whole view of how the NFL is going to be for the next couple of years. Yeah. I was like, man, if you don't have one of them, bro, because they not going nowhere. They're young.
Nowhere. Nope. They young. Yeah. They young.
And that's a new prototype.
Here's my own thing about Stroud, gentlemen. My own thing about Stroud is this here. Did he do enough against Georgia to vault himself all the way to 1?
I think the only way he gets 1 if people are 2. What happened to Tua this year, I think, made people raise an eyebrow about your boy Bryce because he's small. They saw Tua taking that punishment, and
that's one of my problems with Bryce right now. He is so small.
But my thing is too.
But on the other side of it, he's a bit more athletic than Tua.
Bryce is
a little bit more athletic than Tua.
He's a bit more athletic than Tua.
And let's not forget that he's not coming into the draft having tightrope surgery on his ankle, elbow surgery, finger surgery. He doesn't have anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So if they can just keep him, if they can get enough offensive linemen around him and just keep him upright and let him do what he do, he'll be fine. Maybe get him a dietitian, put him on a diet, let him bulk up a little bit.
Yeah. They definitely gonna make him put on some weight.
Oh yeah, he gonna put on some weight.
They definitely gonna make him put on some weight.
I just feel like if that is your guy, you identify that's our guy, you gotta go get him because Herbert ain't going nowhere. Mahomes ain't going nowhere. Josh Allen ain't going nowhere. And people in the comments were like, well, Buffalo had a good defense. And I'm like, you saw what Mahomes did to that good defense, right? Like, like that wasn't a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Like, that was not a low-scoring game.
Yeah. You have to be able to win shootouts in today's league.
I'm
sorry. That's the defense. The defense, they listen, we're not living in that era no more. That's just what it is. We don't live in that era no more.
Yes, the days of the 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, the 02 Bucks, those days are over with. And Ray Lewis was on Undisputed one morning saying that those players, they couldn't even play in today's NFL because they would be getting fined, they would be getting suspended for games.
Ronnie Lott would not survive in today's. Ronnie Lott would not survive in today's.
No,
because they can't play.
You can't touch them no more. Honestly, he got to have the football and run for you to even touch them anymore. So I mean, that causes for we're gonna give up some big players because you can barely touch the receivers now. You can barely sack the quarterback now without getting the flag. So it's like that's just the era that we're in now. We transferred from one era to the next era, the quarterback driven league.
Yeah. Right. And NBC Sports just put out their latest mock, and they actually got Stroud at number 1 right now.
Yeah,
that's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of.
They got him at number 1. They later mock. I think they did it.
I was afraid of.
But it's always when the draft process comes and the combine comes, it's always that. Oh, well, this dude did this. I mean, they be in shorts and stuff, but I mean, it's always the pop out guy. You know what I'm saying? That does well in the combine. So we'll see, man. That's just right now. I want to see what happens come March. The combine comes and they'll be hyping up all these players. Just like Kyle Pitts, we know he was going to be a great tight end, but I mean, honestly, nobody really talked about getting Kyle Pitts until the combine because he ran a 4.3. I mean, let's just be real. Nobody talked about getting Kyle Pitts until the combine.
Until the offseason.
Nobody talked about drafting Kyle Pitts at number 4.
Some people argued that his success the year prior to that was due to COVID. That's what a lot of people were saying.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's just I just don't get the mindset, man. I mean, you can take a tight end at number 4. You can take a tight end with a top pick, but we can't take a quarterback at the top.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't get that concept. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Right. And people cool with that top pick.
We can't take the most important position on the football field.
Right. And then you down and you take a wide receiver at 8. And
then you take a wide. You called it too, Tiny. You called it.
Yeah, I knew what they were gonna do, but they the Falcons, bro.
They never let you down, man. It's just we gotta. I mean, at this point, us fans, man, we gotta stop accepting mediocrity, man. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying that Ritter is not gonna be the guy, but
as our fan base does have a problem. We do because I sat there and watched people were like, "Oh, Mike Davis is the next guy." And I'm sitting there like, bro, he has a career average of under 4 yards per carry. He's not gonna all of a sudden be a Pro Bowler because he got here. People swore up and down, oh, he's the next guy. We have the most fairy tale believing fan base in the world.
That picture, the big old thunder thighs.
Yeah. What's the favorite?
The next guy. Quadri Allison is gonna be the next guy. He can't even get on the field.
Right. Oh, you Kelly, I was going at him for like 3 years. I'm like, man, this dude is not
remember
good.
when they said Mariota was going to be the comeback player?
That's another example. Oh, y'all remember this one? You saw what Arthur Smith did to Ted Hill. Wait till what he do with Matt Ryan.
And guess what? He traded him the next season.
That boy been cooked since like 20.
He traded him the next season. Oh man, y'all should have. I don't know. Because I think you guys are new, but man, that last when we traded away Matt Ryan last season, oh man, I thought the group was gonna implode. Oh my goodness. It was so many. I thought people was crying. It was so many.
Oh, someone was crying in private.
Someone was crying.
Gosh,
They
man.
said
Some people were crying.
in the Super Bowl.
Man, let me say,
And I'm gonna give y'all an honest moment. And Kelly can attest to this. I say it sometimes. I be like, y'all, I used to be like the biggest Matt Ryan fanboy in the world. Me and Kelly used to go back and forth years ago.
mm-hmm.
I used to be the biggest Matt Ryan fan in the world. But once I realized, like, man, this dude's not finna win no Super Bowl. All right, he gotta go. You know, it's just like that with me.
I told you when I realized he wasn't gonna win.
2011, right?
That play, the 2010 year, the 2011 playoff when we lost to Green Bay. I was like, get him the hell up out of here. Get him the fuck on.
He got outdueled.
Yeah.
No, it looked like a complete meltdown. I was like, look,
was a meltdown.
Yeah, he melted down in that game. That pick six right before the half. Yeah, after that, he melted down in that game.
And then Rodgers had the whole team on IR, like 14 players on IR.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
he saw the record with is winning the playoff game.
And then it was crazy it was crazy. And then the next year we folded against the 49ers in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, in the NFC Championship. The next year was the 24-2 against the Giants.
Oh no, that wasn't bad. Now I lost some faith in him in that game. Now I was getting ready to get off the bandwagon on 24-2. And you know what, y'all? We done had so much bullshit. We forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I ain't forgot none of it. I can recount all the playoff games. I can tell you what happened.
That one the worst things I'd ever seen from a quarterback that day.
Bro.
But it wasn't nothing to hurt my nerve like that Cowboys game where everybody just standing around. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Jump on the football. Like, what are y'all sitting there waiting on? Right. Grab it. It's past 10 yards. Like, and the thing is, they called a timeout to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
And that's the Pee-wee level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like Pee-wee high school. I mean, high school, middle school type stuff. Man, come on, man.
At one point, we got what? We up 19 at one point.
19. Yep. 19.
We up 19 at one point.
But I mean, that's that poverty mindset that Tidy be talking about, man. Like, we are so conditioned to just to being okay with just satisfied with anything. I don't understand it, man. I think that half the people in the group just okay with just having a team here in Atlanta.
It be that fan bias, man. They put them Falcon shades on and they won't take them off, bro.
Won't take them off.
Like I was saying the other day in the group, I remember these cats was trying to convince me Felipe Franks was gonna be the dude. I'm like, y'all crazy as fuck. If y'all don't stop this shit, man, y'all gotta stop this shit, bro.
Yeah, my dad is a Steelers fan. He was like, son, if I'm y'all, I'm putting all my chips in to go either get Lamar Jackson or I'm trading up to go get CJ Stroud. I said, how many Super Bowls?
They want Lamar out of the division.
Yeah, I said, how many Super Bowls?
That's what that is.
Steelers got that? He said, Steelers got 6 Super Bowls. Rest my case. It's us. It's the fan base. It ain't nobody else. You ask anybody else outside the fan base, they'll be like, Falcons either need to go get a quarterback or need to go get the best defensive player available.
About with Lamar though, if they balked on that 230 from Cleveland, what makes us think that because Lamar gonna want more than what Watson got?
Oh yeah, that's already been reported. That's the problem with Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore don't want to get. Baltimore didn't like that Deshaun contract, and they don't want to give Lamar that fully guaranteed 230. But it's gonna take a guaranteed $250 million to get Lamar. It's gonna take a guaranteed $250 million.
And the thing about it, if Baltimore don't pay it, man,
somebody will.
And the Falcons, we in dire straits, man. Not only from a football aspect, but you got to look at our output for the game. You know what I'm saying? We need a shot of energy bad, man.
We gotta sell tickets.
Yeah.
I know Arthur Blank in his office, like, dang.
Right.
He be in his little skybox. I know he'd be looking like, man, I bought this big ass stadium and ain't nobody will want to come to the game. Like,
right. We don't really get no primetime games anymore because the aesthetic of how it looks on television is bad. They don't want to put that on Thursday and Monday night.
Yeah. Now I will say when Vic was here, boy, them seats were sold out every Sunday. Oh my gosh, man. If Lamar was to come here, tickets they're gonna skyrocket.
And
they're gonna get bought.
And they're gonna get bought. But yeah, we gotta stop this mediocrity mindset as a fan base, man. We just gotta stop. We just gotta get out of our own heads. All this, a third round pick gonna be the next guy, possibly. Okay, cool. Marcus Mariota gonna be the comeback player of the year. Craziness. It's just taking a tight end number 4 with the 4th overall pick, which is fine, but it's like
that's wild to me though.
A tight end? I said, okay.
A tight end that can't block.
Y'all ain't even trying to trade. Y'all ain't even trying to trade down, see if somebody wanted to take a quarterback. Somebody could have got Fields at number 4. Y'all ain't even trying to trade down. Like, we could have got some more picks. But
it's such a puzzling move now because we got nobody to throw to him. You know what I'm saying?
Now we looking crazy. Yeah, and then I made that point. Now we looking stupid because we don't got nobody to really throw him the football.
It's almost like, what was y'all playing like at that point in time? And then you come right back and then you get Drake London. And I like Drake London. I think he's gonna end up being a dog, but shit, you have Mariota throwing the football.
And then the thing is, it's like my mindset was, okay, if you knew that you wanted to, I ain't gonna say if you had any doubt in Matt Ryan, you should have just went ahead and traded him and then drafted a Fields or a Lance. I mean, San Francisco got Lance, but took a Fields if you had any doubt, because now he's old. They've gotten the best years out of him. If you had any doubt in your mind, man, Matt Ryan might not be my guy, you should have traded him. Then
I really thought we were gonna draft Fields or Lance, whoever was going to end up being there. Once Fontenot and Arthur Smith got here, because the way it works normally, or the vast majority of the time, when a new new head coach, especially new GM come in, they're coming in just to clean house. They the cleanup man for the owner for the most part. They the cleanup man.
Scouting department.
I knew Matt Ryan was on borrowed time. But I thought we'd get a quarterback at that draft also, but we ended up top picks.
Because it was Arthur Smith. Did Fontenot lose that tug of war with him? You know what I'm saying? Because wasn't it Smith that wanted Matt Ryan and Fontenot wanted to draft one of the young quarterbacks that year?
I think my personal opinion is Terry Fontenot was like, okay, I might let you have this one, but if this don't work out, the next one, I'm getting me one. I'm gonna let you have this one to see what you're gonna do. But if he don't work out, I'm going to go get a quarterback. That's my personal opinion.
I think if they stop, they go grab a quarterback because they got to wait to develop.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Like when it seemed like we always hired a head coach before we hired a GM. It seemed like to me.
And I don't agree with that neither.
And that's backwards.
Yeah,
that's backwards.
And that's just ass backwards.
Yeah,
I mean, did you hire him as a package deal? My thing is this, and I've always said, and y'all see me post it. All right, Terry, don't let Arthur get you fired now. Don't let Arthur Smith get you fired. I'm telling you.
I feel better about Arthur than I do Terry.
Huh?
Why you say
I
that?
feel better about Arthur than I do Terry.
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
So how would y'all grade? I get he's had a limited budget, but how would y'all grade his 2 drafts? Like, so all right, so out of this draft, how many wins so far out of this last draft?
The most recent one?
Yeah.
Well, of course, Algier.
Yeah, Algier, of course. I'm gonna say educated at Anderson incomplete right now, but I've seen good things.
I think Drake is a win.
Drake is
Yeah,
a win.
Drake
I
is
count
definitely
2
a win.
wins.
Kyle
I
Pitts
count
is
2 wins.
Kyle Pitts is a win.
Pitts is a win.
I don't know if Pitts is a win.
I mean, he did break the rookie record. I mean,
Yeah.
He broke the rookie tight end record by playing receiver. It's the Jimmy Graham argument. Do you remember when they was in New Orleans and they had to go into arbitration because he's listed as a tight end, but he wanted to be paid as a receiver?
Yeah.
Because he said, hold up, y'all can't give me tight end money when y'all line me up at receiver 90% of the plays. And then they had to go into arbitration for all of that. So that's the whole thing when PFL pulled that report where Pitts only lined up at tight end only 20% of the snaps. I'm like, well, there you go.
Yeah, and Maddie made a great point, man. Arthur Smith and his play calling. I get it, but I get it that you want to run the football, man. But you gonna have to air that football out a little bit, man.
I'm gonna give him a little break on that our money because I will just say he really ain't got a proficient passer. I think to open it up like he really would like.
And then it's a matter of
And
trust.
that's my
Not too many
fault
gonna
too.
trust a rookie in their
We
third.
are lacking that quarterback position.
Yeah.
And then
We're lacking that quarterback position right now. You know what I'm saying? For him, because if you notice that first, Arthur Smith schemes people open. Arthur Smith schemes people open. But we've had such inaccuracy at the quarterback position this year. It kind of looks like that he's a bad play call.
Yeah, I get it.
His situational play call is definitely.
Yeah, his situation play call is awful. That's just terrible.
I think that's with his youth. That's why when we was looking at Arthur Smith, I'm like, dang man, he don't have no kind of head coaching experience. But I mean, it's fine because coordinators come into their own. But I just don't. I hope that he's not one of those Dan Quinn type of guys. It's like, yeah, you good on your side of the ball, but as a head coach, you need to stay away from there.
The one thing I give him credit for coming into the year, given what he had to work with, we were competitive. I don't think nobody else could have been that competitive with Mariota at quarterback. Like we were literally in every game. There was no game except for one where we were literally dusted.
Cincinnati.
Right.
Yeah.
But shootout. Couldn't win them.
We knew that he had a deficiency at throwing the ball, but he highlighted what he could do well, which was run the ball. Right. So we're gonna RPO this thing. And the fact that we were so one-dimensional and we were still that competitive, I have to give him credit for that because it's not like he had Tom Brady as his quarterback. He had a very deficient quarterback, and he still made this a very competitive season.
Right.
So I gotta give him his credit for that because let's be honest, the guy. I don't think there was a defensive coordinator that expected a passing threat from us.
Right.
Yeah.
At all.
They're not working.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just we do have a lot of holes to fill on defense. I mean, we got holes to fill everywhere, to be honest with you. But with the money that hopefully we get maybe at 80, the cap will go up, we'll get 80, 90, possibly almost $100 million in cap space, and we could be like, all right, we can shop a little bit. You know what I mean? We can go and get out some on the defense. I feel like you need more veterans than anything because like I was saying, I think I said in somebody's live that defense requires a lot of communication because it's a lot of moving parts coming at you. When the offense gets to play, when the quarterback gets to play in his headphones and they in a huddle, they know where they're going. They already know. They already know what's about to happen. Versus the defense, you have to react. You know what I mean? And you have to communicate with your teammates. Oh, he going in. Oh, he going this way. He going that way. We need a veteran guy on the defense, especially in the secondary, because secondary ain't looked to depart this year.
Especially when the starting corners went out. Boy, it was terrible.
I think Evans did a good job, though. I'll bring him back.
Yeah. Armstrong, oh my God, please don't bring him back.
Yeah.
They might as well put one of us out there.
Revis
Our
Jr.
linebacker core needs work too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Michael Walker got to go. He has to go.
I'm not a fan of him.
What y'all think about Trey Anderson? Because he went high in the draft.
We don't know. He just
green right now.
Yeah, he too green. Yeah, he too
green
light.
right now.
How they say it, too light in the ass. He could be good. He has the measurables, and I think he has the mindset to be good. It's just that he's not used to playing linebacker. He doesn't actually know how to play linebacker because he hasn't been playing that in so long.
No.
I think
he went to Montana State as a quarterback, y'all.
Yeah, he was the quarterback. So it's like,
he was the quarterback, and
so it's like, can we kind of groom him? Can we coach him up a little bit? Now, I did see some good flashes of him. Yeah. I think that he is going to come into his own, but again, we need some veteran leadership to be like, come here and be like, all right, we doing things this way. A veteran middle linebacker, a veteran safety, a guy, one of those guys like that. And one guy to keep in mind who's going to about to hit the free agency, Roquan Smith.
What y'all think about getting him?
Huh?
What do y'all think about possibly pursuing Roquan if he goes?
It'll be a good pick. It'll be a
good pickup.
It'll be a very good pickup. We need the veteran.
Yeah. And I think he'll get his linebacker core like Anderson's. He'll get him time to grow. He'll give him time to grow.
And Roquan
gonna cover up a lot of mistakes on it in that defensive backfield.
But that's one thing we've been missing that a lot. Every team misses on draft picks, but they always had the benefit of having cap space to correct it in free agency, and we haven't had that in a long time. Like if we didn't have cap space, something like Marlon Davidson, that is a huge miss, being that he's a second round pick. Right. But teams get the benefit of making it up in free agency with proven talent. We haven't had that benefit in a long time.
Yeah. Marlon was supposed to be in greatest health, to be real,
Yeah.
That hurt.
Marlon's supposed to be in his health.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in his health.
Yeah, so I mean, I think with the cap space coming in, and I know that the free agency. The free agency class isn't that great, but I think we can fill at least 3 or 4 holes in free agency if the Falcons choose to. And I just think that that's probably the best way is to go out and get veteran presence on the defense. So, we got guys that's already been there, done that. And it's not like these guys have to grow together instead of they looking at the leader who would be like a Roquan Smith and they'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, we going to follow behind this guy. We don't have no veteran leadership we have a little bit, but not really. Terrell's still kind of young, and Grady is a veteran, but Grady is like, he doesn't really. I mean, he could command the team, but he's on the line, so he can't see everything. He can only see what's on the line and what's in front of him.
Yeah,
can't see.
I got a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I remember when Tony Gonzalez made the decision to come to Atlanta, he said that Matt Ryan was his driving factor in making that decision because he felt like Ryan had a young Matt Ryan was going to be a next big thing, right? I remember when Watson was rumored to come here, there was a lot of people who were like, all right, well, I'm coming too, right? Do you think our quarterback situation is going to hamper us in free agency?
I mean, could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ritter's young. He doesn't know. He don't know shit right now. He don't know.
And he's not showing anybody that he's gonna be a competent quarterback in the NFL right now. So exactly. no receivers gonna want to come here.
Right.
No running backs gonna want to come here. No matter how well Arthur Smith schemes up the running game.
Yeah.
And that applies for the other side of the ball too, because people want to win.
Right.
Yeah.
Veterans, especially veterans, they want to get paid, but they also want to win. So somebody like a Roquan, I'm pretty sure he's gonna like, all right, what are my chances of winning within the next 5 years? So if there's a young quarterback there, like, okay, I can see us competing in the next 5 years. I think that's one of the things that people are missing. Like, that could hurt us, that we don't have a young quarterback that's going to attract talent. Like
that's what made the possibility of getting Lamar attractive.
Yeah,
true.
And in other words, what you're saying is veterans gonna come in here like a veteran wide receiver or a tight end. They'd be like, man, y'all got the money, but we don't believe in Ritter. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I'm just saying if people want to get paid, but if it's a decision between going to Atlanta or going to Seattle or going to LA to play with the Chargers, I just feel like they're probably gonna take
the Chargers.
I'm going to play with Herbert.
They're gonna take the Chargers. Yeah, Justin Herbert.
I'm going to play with the Chargers.
They're gonna text us so bad, boy.
yeah, that'd be the other thing.
They're gonna text the hell out of our
ass. Yes. They will.
So that's one of the things I'm concerned about with free agency is that.
With that being said, I'm glad you brought that up. Now I'm even more convinced that if Stroud falls to 6 or 7, I just don't see them being like, we're not gonna go in that. I don't see it.
I don't see how you could pass him up, man.
Again, and then if Ritter don't work out, then you're gonna look like a.
But I think the free agency.
Then you pass on Stroud. We start off 2-4. You fired
mid-season.
You fired mid-season.
I think the free agency angle means you probably got to go throw the bag at Lamar, like Tiger said. You probably.
Honestly, why not? I would.
Why not?
Unless the Ravens just give up a ransom. Look, franchise tag, you ain't going nowhere. Boom. You're not going nowhere. We want you here. You're gonna sign here, or you're gonna wait another year where you can become a free agent.
Yeah, they can stick the exclusive franchise tag on him. If they don't get that worked out, they probably gonna stick that exclusive franchise tag on him. But
I think Baltimore gonna step up at the end of the day, but I just think that puts us in a situation. I'm pretty sure Atlanta's gonna try to have that conversation to see what Baltimore's gonna do. Because that would be an attractive piece to get people here in free agency. So
yeah,
it would.
And then it's like, my only concern about this whole quarterback thing in the draft is like, because best player. Because it's like, okay, you got Young, Stroud, Levis. Those are the top 3 guys. So it's like, okay. Who's going quarterback? We know Houston is for real going quarterback.
Yeah.
Chicago not going quarterback. Chicago probably.
Seattle's going to go quarterback because they got Denver's pick.
Seattle probably might. Depends on who they fall in love with. They could get Stroud or they could get.
Or unless they can re-up on Geno. I'm praying they re-up on Geno.
That's what I'm hoping too, because that'll help us out a lot.
Yeah, bro. That'll help us out a lot. I'm praying they re-up on Geno.
You got the Colts. It's like. We know they probably will get a quarterback because I think they'd be like.
Can we jump the Colts this weekend if we lose and they win? Don't we jump them?
What, the Colts?
Don't we jump them?
No,
they lost.
No,
they lost last week.
Oh,
yeah, they lost last week and plus that tie.
So the highest we can go is where we at now, 7?
6. The highest we can go is 6.
We can get about 6, but that's it.
That's it.
Oh, the Rams. My bad. I got them confused with the Rams. My bad. So we need the Rams to win.
Oh yeah, the Rams.
Yeah.
So you got.
I think the Rams gonna try and get Seattle out of the playoffs.
Matty T says, "Fellas, you can't blame Ritter. He could throw the ball. That falls on Smith. Nobody's blaming Ritter, man. It's just
every quarterback can throw the ball. Not all of them can do it well, though. That's the part that he's missing.
And then it's like we have to understand the urgency that, like I've always said, and knock on wood, Arthur Blank ain't getting no younger. So he is on it. Like, okay, I'm 80-something years old. Like I done had this team for what, 30-something? When did Arthur Blank buy the team? I think he was like 50.
I believe.
Davis Mills can throw the ball. That don't mean you want him to be the future of your franchise. Like, what did these people be saying? Man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the sense of urgency. Plus, he was like, okay, y'all wanted Ritter. He don't work out mid-season, you know where you're going to be. I'm going to send you home.
And people just banking on the fact that, so-and-so will be in the next draft. We might not be nowhere near the top. Like, if you get anywhere in that top 5, you got to take your shot. You might not be there next year.
Maddie, you can come on.
Yeah, Maddie, yeah, you can come on.
That's the thing. If we
He
anywhere
thinks Stroud nothing special, but he's talking about Ritter. Like that's the thing that's crazy.
And if I had to pick,
Stroud ain't nothing special. Then what is Ritter?
What is Ritter? Because if we had to pick, anybody telling y'all they'll pick Ritter over Stroud right now, they lying.
If we go into next season with Ritter as our starting quarterback, what is he right now? Like in terms of all the quarterbacks in the league, where is he? Like 31st, 30th, where is he?
32nd right now.
They had him 32nd
last week.
So y'all want to go in next season with the worst quarterback in the league? Bro, stop, bro. Like, let's go down. You go down the list. He's not Herbert, Kyler Murray. No, like, stop.
It's the resistance, man. They just don't wanna. Like, y'all favorite quarterback came from the second, third pick. Matt Ryan was the second or third pick.
Like us, we have done this
talking about.
We did the thing about the Matt thing.
We're insane. We're insane as a fan base.
Oh my God. What is wrong? You know what? No, it's us. Maybe it's us.
We're insane, man.
Maybe it's us. Maybe we're talking crazy.
No, we're not crazy. Their excuses are crazy. The excuses are crazy.
God,
like, I hate the fact they keep saying quarterbacks bust. Like, we don't bust on defense too.
We already in what I'm calling the Matt Ryan syndrome with Ritter. We blame it. We trying to blame everything around him and not looking at his deficiencies.
And like somebody said, Malik Willis was a project, and I could argue that Ritter is kind of a project too.
Project in them.
I mean, am I lying? Y'all let me know.
Hey, all third round picks as quarterbacks are
projects.
That's developmental area for quarterbacks
or backups.
Because we got Ritter with our second, third round pick.
Yeah.
We said one third round pick. We had two.
We had two. Yeah, you're right.
One first and two twos, right?
Yeah,
one first. It was two thirds, right?
No, okay. So he was
because Troy and AK went in the second.
Yeah.
Okay, so we passed over him
three times.
Three times. Passed over 3 times.
Nobody ever passed over Peyton Manning. Nobody was like, yeah, we'll pick him up in the fourth.
No, man. Peyton Manning was the best quarterback. Like, coming out, like, no.
Like, no one passes on that kind of stuff.
Get Patrick Mahomes.
And they weren't. The Kansas City Chiefs just went to the AFC Championship game with Alex Smith, and they still got Patrick Mahomes with the 7th pick.
And then they trade up to go get him.
And then they traded up to go get him.
They traded up to go get him.
Andy Reid moved up 17 picks to go get Patrick Mahomes.
Did you hear Eric Bieniemy talk about that? Eric Bieniemy had a discussion interview when he talked about it. He said he was sitting with Andy Reid and they were watching the game, and they turned on the tape and they saw that ball come out of hand. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get him."
Like what?
They're watching tape. Just watching tape.
Yeah,
that's why I'm big on Stroud, man. I've been watching his tape. I'm like, man, boy, we need to try to go get this guy.
I ain't gonna lie.
We got to go to number 4 to get him. Go get him, man, because you know the Colts they're gonna draft the quarterback.
Colts draft the quarterback.
So, like, all right, he's talking about he's only played 3 games. He played 4 years in Cincinnati. We've seen him. There's plenty of tape on him. Like we know what talent he got. We're not talking about what can he do when in the field. Like, these players are evaluated from the very first time they step on a college field. We could tell if they got an arm. Like, these excuses they got, man.
I mean, Ritter was, don't get me wrong, he was good in college, but I wasn't saying that he wasn't better than no Lawrence,
man.
Young,
get over 200 yards a game. And then when I look at the time Cincinnati played like actual Power 5 talent, he only won 1 game against a Power 5 competitor. Like,
Notre Dame.
He beat Notre Dame, and that might have been it.
Yeah, because he played terrible against Alabama. If we beat,
he stunk against Alabama.
He was terrible.
He absolutely stunk it up.
And that was one of the things that I mentioned in his scouting report. It's like, yeah, he played against inferior competition. Like, and that, like, they had the loaded team in a terrible conference. They got a whole bunch of former SEC players on that team in a terrible conference. When they played against other Power 5 competition, he stunk.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's like, again, Ritter is who he is, man. And it's like, and if we all know, and I'm a Bama fan, Nick Saban struggles against great quarterbacks. Struggle. He's not. It's a back and forth thing. Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson,
Matty T. He's more talented.
Way more talented.
He said, "Okay, I want y'all to give me legit reasons you think Stroud is better."
You're all at the playground. He's getting picked first, Matty T.
What has he done with Ritter the hit?
What a way to put it.
I just don't.
If you at the playground, go get picked first.
It ain't even close. The talent level is not close. What are we saying? Stroud sucked against Michigan. Okay.
No, the coaching sucked against Michigan.
The coaching sucked against,
the coaching sucked to help. Yeah.
And Ritter sucked against a lot of teams. So I don't know what the argument is.
Why are we
Ritter's
saying?
college tape.
So my thing is this,
man. What has Ritter did to make you so convinced he the guy? Maybe we missing something.
Yeah, we missing something.
What has he done to convince?
Give me the college game. Give me the college game.
And my argument is this, Matty. Why are people saying CJ Stroud is arguably the first pick of the draft, and then last year they're like, yeah, Ritter gonna be a third, fourth round. The talent ain't it's not adding up, bro. The math ain't mathing. The analysts, the experts are telling you Ritter was a later round pick.
You would think in one of the worst drafts in NFL history that he would somebody would have reached. They would have took him in the second round at least. But he still fell to the third in one of the worst drafts.
Yeah. Nobody even reached for him because they knew he was going to be there. Had we not picked Ritter, who was going to get Ritter?
Who was going to get him?
Who was going to get him? Because we were about to go into the fourth round.
And to this comment, I'm not saying Ritter is a bad quarterback. We're just saying he's not as talented as others. If you sat him on the field right next to Josh Allen, nobody's taking Ritter over Josh Allen.
No.
Just off arm talent alone. Nobody's doing that. Like, even the first round bust, like Wentz is a bust, but he has incredible arm talent. He just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And athletic ability.
Yeah. Like, the talent is there. This part is what's wrong with a lot of them.
But it's like night and day with, I mean, you got the upper echelon of NCAA picks, first round draft picks. It's just not close. The talent level is just not close. Like, Stroud is light years better talent wise. I mean
just God given.
Ritter is. I want him to work out, but I'm just being taking my biases out of it, taking my Falcons cap off, and looking at it from a perspective of on the outside looking in. It's not close. It's not even remotely close.
Dude, I could have played receiver for 20 years. I would never be Randy Moss. It's just a talent gap, bro. Like, Randy was just blessed. Like, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, Randy was crazy.
You could play forever, and you just not going to have the same talent as somebody else.
Here's your problem, Matty. Here's your problem right here, Matty. Ritter is a third round pick. He is not going to get the leash a first round pick yet.
Yeah,
right.
He's not. He's got to strike while the iron's hot. Russell struck while the iron was hot.
He got to be on it.
He got to come in there going. Russell came in there going. Tom Brady came in there going. All these quarterback, Dak Prescott, they came in there going. Ritter has not come in here going.
Yeah.
Just imagine you got fired because you try to convince everybody that the third round pick was the future of your franchise.
You'll never get another job again.
You'll never get another job.
Right. You gotta go down to college now, D2 college.
People gonna be like, well, why didn't it work? Well, duh. Like, look what you did. Bro, like,
looking at you like you crazy. Like, come on. Man. Oh,
but these are fans, man. I'm telling you, they got that punch drunk syndrome when it comes to drafting quarterbacks, bro. And all these other teams will be winning a lot of rings. They don't have no problems drafting at the quarterback position.
No,
look at the team.
The Packers did not care that Aaron Rodgers got pissed off. They still draft Jordan Love.
They did not give a fuck.
Ain't nothing personal.
Not perfect. P&P, power play.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers got Super Bowl 3 MVPs. Look, bro, we love you.
Well,
but
hold on. He got one Super Bowl.
No, I know. Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Yeah, one Super Bowl. My bad. He got 1 Super Bowl, 3 MVPs. Like, it's okay. I mean, we like you. We love you. We're going to give you a big contract, but guess what? First round, we going quarterback anyway.
Not pout and play.
Now, power play. Like,
Pout and play.
Like they want to upgrade our defensive end, but don't want to upgrade the quarterback. That's wild.
and then what's crazy is that even with the Colts, when Peyton Manning had that surgery,
I wonder why he hates Stroud so much though.
It's the Ohio State narrative. Oh, Ohio State quarterbacks don't work out, and I'll give $35 right now to somebody that tell me what college team is consistently putting out great quarterbacks. Michigan got 1, Wisconsin got 1, Georgia got 1.
I think Maddie went to Cincinnati. That's the only thing I can do. I think they alumni.
Bro, by that same logic, Jalen Hurts should never be a quarterback in the league because you got AJ McCarron, you got Greg McElroy, who was successful at Alabama.
Shit. Armani, that's your side.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. I was reading.
I said by that same logic, you should never draft a quarterback from Alabama because who was AJ McCarron, Greg McElroy,
Jacob Coker.
Who
and guess what? They all won national championships.
Hold on.
Easily at that for the most part.
McCarron got 3 national championships. Like, are we serious right now?
Bro, he had Ridley on one side. Man, come on, man.
What are we talking about, yo?
Like, that's the logic.
The logic, man. Lisa said the analysts don't know anything. Brock Purdy was the last player in the draft. Like, dude was already called Mr. Relevant. And but Lisa, the thing is with Purdy is that Kyle Shanahan is an excellent. And I can't stand Kyle, but I got to give him his flowers. He is the best play caller in football.
But no, here's the other thing about Purdy. As soon as Jimmy G or Trey Lance is healthy, Purdy's going right back to holding the clipboard.
Going on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, like, let's not act like Purdy is the guy for the next 10 years. Like, he's going right back to holding the clipboard. He's doing what the job of a backup quarterback is to do, is to come in and back up. Same thing with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush's job was to sustain them for them couple games till that came back. He's doing his job, which is just to be a backup quarterback. Don't lose the game. We're going to take the ball out your hands. We're going to run the ball and play defense.
Shanahan schemes the run game, and Shanahan schemes the run game so well that receivers are just wide open on play action.
Wide open. Oh my goodness.
Wide open on play action. So
I can't stand Shanahan, but he's a hell of a coach. And
he got a genius offensive mind, man.
Yeah.
Like some of his plays, I'd be like, how? You know what I'm saying? He just got it. And props to him, his dad, he was studied under his dad for a long time. So,
Okay, here's a question, y'all. So if Stroud is gone when we draft, who would y'all like to get if Stroud is gone?
Carter.
He gonna be gone.
Carter's not gonna
be gone. Y'all think so, man?
Yeah.
Carter can't be good. Man, Carter can't be gone if all these quarterbacks going too now. Come on.
Carter gonna be gone, bro.
Look, think about who went first.
I'm thinking Chicago at 2. I'm thinking Chicago at 2. Carter gonna be gone.
Yeah. I agree. Think about who went first last year, and Carter is better and more talented than him.
Yeah.
Well, Anderson probably gonna be gone. But some of these guys somebody gonna take. One of these guys gonna fall.
Yeah.
Will Levis gonna be the one that falls.
Will Levis.
Yeah. Anderson may fall, or
Anderson ain't gonna fall, bro. He gonna
I think Detroit probably gets him.
I mean, Levis has great measurables. I don't. He's a first. You know what? I'll give Levis this. He is a first round talent. Is he a top 10 talent? I don't know.
Yeah. He got a lot of upside. If you get
Kuiper has his number 2 quarterback now. Kuiper has Levis as his number 2 quarterback.
What you say, Teddy?
I said he got a lot of upside. You get him with the right coach, man. He got a hell of a lot of upside.
He is a first-round quarterback. He tall. He got a big arm.
Big ass arm.
Huge.
Athletic, strong.
Athletic is I don't know what.
So I said you got to get him with the right coach.
Man, y'all might talk me in there. All right.
Yeah. Yo.
Hey,
what's going on, fellas?
What's going on,
Foster?
Hey, let me jump in here real quick, and let me just say this before I forget, man. Let's go back to the Ritter thing. Let's go back to real fast before I forget. Jalen Hurts, when he first got in there, and he was that's 2 coaches ago. He didn't look so good. Matter of fact, last year when they made the playoffs, he looked like Mariota. He didn't look good at all.
Wait a minute, hold on.
At all. But then you get the boy all season. You give him a full all season. Let him learn what he got to learn. And he started to look better. Now he MVP conversation.
What's the key phrase there? What's the key phrase there? Made the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's what a different thing. We all know the Eagles. We all know the Eagles know how to handle their business, and they just do it.
Do you remember
the opening game? The Eagles know how to handle their business.
You remember the opening game last year against the Eagles?
Uh-huh.
Now I remember Grady was being ran sideline to sideline, sideline to sideline. They were just RPOing the mess out of him. He couldn't whiff the quarterback. Like it was like peekaboo, man. Like we couldn't get a hand on Hurts. At that point, I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Like he balled against us. Like, what does he look? Did he look like how he did this year? No, but he had a really good game. Like we couldn't get a hand on him, so he showed pretty quick. Within a first couple starts, like his I put like this: his first 3 games look a lot different than Ritter's first 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to answer Wallace, I mean, no, you don't have to have a number 1 draft pick to get to where you need to go. But when you have one, the chances are increased. You want the best for your team. We gotta stop this mediocre mindset. You want the best for your football team.
See, here's the thing. They gonna see it's always they have this expectation that a defense is just not supposed to allow any points. Like all this is gonna fall on the defense. Like we're gonna struggle to move the ball with Ritter. We barely score any points now, right? Mahomes gonna come to town, light us up, and it's gonna all get dumped on the defense. No one is gonna ask why we can't put up points and not let our defense pin their tail back with a lead. No one's gonna ask that question. It's just gonna fall on the defense. That's how our fan base acts. No one asks why we can't score. They just ask why is our defense giving up points.
Yeah, honestly, we can't blame everything on the defense because a lot of times the defense will show up.
They do.
And I've seen the defense show up, and it's just like, all right, offense, get the ball back, 3 out.
This isn't 2000. This isn't 97. This isn't 96 where you could just hit people, man. Like with quarterbacks like Mahomes, Herbert, they're going to make perfect throws against perfect defenses because they're like that, because they got that type of arm talent. You could be in the. I remember Ryan Clark talking about it. He was like, the difference between playing against Breeze and playing against Favre. He said, I could be exactly where I'm supposed to be. Breeze will hand it down dump it down for a 4-yard, he'll take the 4 yards. Favre will still make the bad decision, still make the throw. But because he got elite arm talent, he still couldn't get there. The difference is a 4-yard game versus a 25-yard game. It's just talent. You gotta have arm talent to beat good defenses. It's just that simple. I don't understand why we don't want a quarterback with arm talent. It doesn't make any sense.
Man, you know what we need? We need a quarterback that play controlled, and that's what Ritter displays. He displays control.
No more than
so the thing
yards.
is that if you give him some time to just know what he's doing. This the man first 4 starts, bro. First 4 starts, bro. What you did when you went to your job for the first 4 times, I'm pretty sure it ain't how you do it now. I bet that. I drive 18 wheelers. I'm gonna tell you one of the most difficult parts of driving this thing. When you get in these truck stops and you get ready to go to sleep, and you got to park around everybody else's brand new truck. That's when they get real. So the first time I tried to do it, when I got out here, I almost tore the nose off of everybody's shit. Excuse my language. I almost tore the nose off of everybody's stuff. But then the more experience I got, the easier it became. You understand what I'm saying? And it didn't take no 2-3 years. I've only been doing this for about 5-6 months. So give a man some time to learn how the NFL game actually works. I think he's gonna be just fine, especially because the running game is strong. Now, you keep adding to the defense, then we'll be good to go.
No,
that's what we feel like. That's what we really feel like.
As important as your job is, it's a lot different pressure than the budget that an NFL owner is working with.
And then you got to think also like
NFL owner don't have time to sit there and wait like that, bro.
Yeah, they don't have the time. Yeah, they don't have the time.
Yeah, but they didn't put no draft capital in. He's a 3rd round pick, and he's showing progress. So you can actually
he hasn't scored a touchdown.
I mean, he can sit. He'll be. We're not.
He ain't turned the ball over either. All right, so it's the first 3 games when Mariota. This is Mariota's 2nd overall pick. The first 3 games. How many turnovers did Mariota have? The first 3 games, fellas.
There's a reason Mariota's on 3 teams in 8 years.
It was like 6. It was like 6 turnovers in the first 3 games, fellas.
How many touchdowns he scored?
He scored a bunch.
There we go.
He scored a bunch.
There we go.
But how many of those games did we lose? I mean, what was the record? 1-2. What's Ritter's record? 1-2.
I mean,
hold on now, false start, because you got to keep in mind that we played against tanking just as bad as we
team that was clearly tanking
last game. And when Mariota was playing, everybody was healthy.
What was the record? 1-2. And what is Ritter's record? Ritter's record is 1-2.
Okay,
but you got to add context.
Let's ignore context.
You got to add context.
No, I understand what y'all saying.
Like Arizona didn't start a quarterback.
Like the man actually, he ain't. He
barely won last week.
But so he should have won the Saints game. Am I right or wrong? You know we would have won that game.
Yeah,
if London didn't fumble, you know we would have won that game. All we needed was a field goal.
We would have won.
Hold on now. It was the same circumstances last week. All we needed was a field goal to win the game. Guess what didn't happen? Nobody fumbled on the way down. Yeah. It was the same circumstance.
Dude,
so he would have beat the Saints. He would have been 2-1.
Make the case if he played better, we would have won.
At facts. I mean, but look, if we wouldn't have got rid of Anthony Rush, Grady would have had at least 8 sacks by now. But we got rid of Anthony for what reason? We can't explain none of this stuff. So but it happens.
You bet your job on his success?
Hell no.
No, absolutely no. But what I won't do, But what I won't do is this, and this is kind of pushing me. It's pushing me right to my next point. What I won't do is this. With this draft is being loaded with front loaded with defensive talent. So usually in years past, when we have a high pick, the defensive talent is not there. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I mean, Michael Parsons. Okay, I got it. But that who could see that? I would have picked him. Because his production of what he looked like coming out, I would have picked him. But I'm not the front office. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the Drake London pick, there is no defensive player there that's not. I mean, like right now, it ain't looking like Jalen Johnson. What's his name? Johnson, that one that went to the Jets. It don't look like he was the 8th overall pick to me. And then last year with Kyle. Who else was there? I would have took an offensive lineman, maybe.
I would have took Justin.
I would have took Panay. I would have took Jamar Chase. I would have took Devontae out there in Philadelphia. I would have took who else? There's a bunch of matter of fact.
You can't take. Why would you take the guy from Philadelphia if you got Ridley right there? And at that time, we thought Ridley was that dude. We thought Ridley was the guy. It's draft time.
We took London the very next year.
Yeah.
We could have took Jamar Chase. We
Could have.
took a receiver.
But we thought Ridley was the guy.
No, you thought that. I
No,
didn't.
no, the
Nobody
front
thought
office
that.
thought that. The front office thought that.
No, they didn't. They
Hey,
didn't.
come on, bro. This is draft time. They didn't foresee him
They
quitting on the
thought he would be
team.
a
They
great complimentary piece to Julio.
didn't see him quitting on the team. So they thought that he was the
They
guy.
didn't see him averaging 50 yards a game before he quit on the team either.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, he did play well
hey,
before he
I ain't trying to
quit.
get you riled up. I love the Falcons just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, sometimes we have different of opinion about. I just want to speak my little piece about it. You feel me?
No, I respect. I respect.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm
But
just trying to make sense
overall,
of it.
what we saying is, if we had, I don't think Terry gonna let a third round pick get him fired. That's all we saying. I just don't. I don't see that
Hey,
happening.
did y'all see that clip when Arthur Blank walked up to Ritter at his game and was like, "I fell in love with you when I saw you play against Notre Dame."
He lying.
Coughing and shit.
What was
Of
that?
course, he.
Yeah, look it up. It's online. It was online. It was at one of Ritter's games. He walked up to him on the sideline.
Gonna be a Falcon for life.
He walked up to him on the sideline at one of Ritter's games, and he said, "Man, I saw you play against Notre Dame. That's when I fell in love with you."
I mean,
It's a clip out there. I saw it before he got
I
drafted.
think Arthur Blank loves money more though.
Yeah,
I think Blank loves his money more, and he's about to have
yeah,
a
I think so
consecutive
too.
losing
I
season.
think Blake loves the Falcons more. Yeah,
I think that was a blank pick because if you notice, that was the same pick they got from Matt Ryan. Wasn't that the same one? Number 74?
I don't think Matt played a part in that, but
yeah, I don't, yeah. Man,
We was
yeah.
gonna draft the quarterback regardless, because of the quarterback room and the cap situation.
Yeah.
We couldn't really put a backup.
we need a quarterback because at that point you
Yeah,
had three
everyone in the
quarterbacks
room.
that we got rid of. Matt was
Yeah.
gone, Rosen was gone, and Franks converted to a tight end. The only one we added was Mariota, so we needed another quarterback regardless.
And then you got to think about it too. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Arthur Blank might love Ritter. He might love him personally, but guess what? At the end of the day, this is a business. This is a multi-billion-dollar business. At the end of the day, if he was in love with Matt Ryan too, guess what? Gone. Julio, love Julio, gone. I'm just saying.
Hey, I could tell you why they didn't draft for Justin Fields though. It's too much pressure. Young black man from Atlanta. He's gonna be deemed as Atlanta's savior, dog. He was doomed to fail. They will never do it. They would never do it. Any high profile athlete that's from Atlanta, like as far as like a quarterback is concerned. AJ, I understand. Grady, I understand. Lorenzo Carter, I understand. All them boys, they're getting them in there because they want to play. They want them to play at home, feel close to home. I understand that. But a quarterback that's from Atlanta, they would never do it. So Atlanta fans can get that out their mind. It'll never happen.
So
I think it would have sold some tickets though.
Huh?
I think it would have sold some tickets.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I got a rebuttal.
But it's too much pressure though, bro. That's too much pressure.
When we drafted Michael Vick, he was still going back and forth the Newport News every day. I mean, every week he was back in his hometown. So I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. And then ultimately got him in trouble. So I mean, it ain't like
and I'm not trusting Arthur Blake's football chops. I'm sorry. I'm just not trusting Arthur Blake's football chops. Just be the owner, write the checks.
Just be the owner, write the checks. That's it.
But Blank say he ain't hands on with the team no more. That's what he's saying. He's been saying that for like 3 or 4 years now.
I think Rich McKay is the problem for you.
Yeah, don't believe that. Don't believe that.
What is Rich McKay's position? He's the what? The CEO, right? Rich McKay,
He's
the CEO.
VP of football operations.
Yeah, they moved him more to a business role versus a football role.
He need to go on somewhere. I don't like his glasses anyway, so he need to go and do something. Man. He
was supposed to be like the mastermind behind building the new stadium, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I
think he got too much credit for what happened in Temple, and
yeah.
Building
new stadium.
He had dogs on that team.
That was Tony Dungy put them teams together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said I think they just gave McKay too much credit for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's at the end of the day, it comes down to a business situation. And if again, I don't think Terry's gonna let Desmond Ritter get him fired. If Arthur Smith's smart, which Arthur Smith, if you notice, he's very, 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 very like in his own way. Like he's stubborn. He is stubborn. That's a stubborn dude. Like
I got a question for I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. The guy just came on the truck.
Oh, June. Y'all call me June, man.
June. So so being that he is a 3rd round pick, I'm just trying to figure this out. What type of expectation did you have being that he was drafted in the 3rd? Did you feel like he was the next guy?
No, I had none actually. None.
Okay,
Until I seen Mariota missing wide open passes. Then I'm like, all right. Then I started looking more into his preseason tape, and I'm like, well, that holds more merit because I seen him making some tight window throws. I don't care if it's in the preseason or not because I can't do it. I can't go out there and make those throws. But I know what I can do. I can go out there and overthrow the hell out of them folks. You know what I'm saying? So I start looking at it from that angle. And I'm like, all right, he I know in college everybody's wide open. You feel me? So the game don't work like that in the NFL. And being that he was on the preseason level, making those throws, and then if you take it a year back and if you look at Felipe Franks trying to do the same thing, it didn't look so good for Felipe Franks. And if you look at the other preseason games with their rookie quarterbacks, it don't look so good for them either. A lot of times it don't look good for NFL veterans. They've been in the league and they go out there in the preseason. It looked bad for them out there. Yeah. But for this kid, it looked good. And it looked like he knew what he was doing. It looked like he was calm. It looked like he was able to go out there with plenty of time on the play clock and figure out where he wanted to go, where the matchup was, and make the proper assessment. That's what it looked like to me. And it looks like it's translating the longer he plays because Kenny Pickett looked like trash. Bro, Kenny Pickett came in there and threw 6 interceptions in 2 games.
You understand me? A lot different than what they asked Ritter to do, though.
And they have a lot invested in Pickett.
I don't care, bro. That's irrelevant. That is irrelevant. If you go out there and throw 6 interceptions in 2 games, that means that means a lot. First off, I mean, of course, it means they're asking him to do a lot of stuff, but at the same time, he's not reading nothing. He's just throwing the ball.
Can you tell me who led the league in interceptions in 1998?
Say again? Yeah, of course, Peyton Manning, right.
Crazy. But they're asking them to do different things. I remember when Tim Couch came out of Kentucky, right? Mm-hmm. He had broke all the SEC records, and they thought he was going to be better than Peyton, right? Mm-hmm. But what they asked him to do at Kentucky was throw a whole bunch of 2-yard slants. The whole offense was just number like 5-yard slants. Like, so his numbers were all bloated because what they asked him to do was vastly different than what Tennessee was asking Peyton Manning to do.
And you know what they asked him to do? To play on a team that was worse than Kentucky, called the Browns.
I mean,
that's what happens. I mean, Indy wasn't good when Peyton got there.
Indy was terrible.
You kind of go to bad teams at the top of the draft. That's kind of what happened.
And I think that's what
look when Matt arrived. How did the Falcons look when Matt got here?
Yeah. And then when Matt got here and we went to the playoffs, the defense, we got a lot of veterans on that defense. Chris Lofton, veteran. Abraham. All these guys were veterans. So I'm just like, we don't have to draft a number 1 defensive player in the first round to be great. We don't have to do that. You can easily go out and get, like I said, a Roquan Smith or somebody to bring in to kind of help him, put with Grady and Terrell. And I think D Alford gonna be I think he's gonna be good. So I mean, we don't have to do that. And then
let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question.
June, hold your question real quick. I want you to hold your question. Don't forget, but I want you to address this point that the Facebook user made when you mentioned black quarterback from Atlanta, because they make a valid point, and I want to hear your rebuttal.
What is it? Oh, let me see. I didn't like that move. Because first of all, you just now getting out of cap hell just to get back into cap hell. I didn't like that move. I didn't.
But I think what they're saying is you made a point to say the Falcons wouldn't pursue Justin because he's from the area, being a black quarterback with the pressure.
Well, that move specifically, I don't think that they would have signed him, man. I think what happened was
they were going to sign him.
Yeah, they was.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This is my perspective on it because I got a conspiracy theory about that. So my conspiracy theory is
go ahead.
My conspiracy theory is that the Browns needed to make this massive move to get, because they know that the Jackson contract is coming up, and then they just got Burrow in the division too. So I think that they were trying to make that so where either they're gonna play on weak teams or they got to get rid of the quarterback. They're gonna let them ride in free agency. So I think that's just my, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I was looking at it. I was like, man, I think they was gonna try to, like what they did. They signed to the 230 guaranteed. Now Lamar is like, hey man, that's what I need. And then Burrow about to get broke off, and his probably gonna be guaranteed too. So I was like,
60.
you know what I'm saying? So I was looking at it from that aspect, like, man, that was because I heard it from somewhere, and I got to thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But go ahead. So, what you gonna say before I cut y'all? My bad.
He forgot.
Yeah, he forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. Boy, that thing gone.
My bad, bro. My
that thing gone. And he'll come back to me tomorrow when I'm driving.
But my argument, I mean, and I want y'all opinion on this. All these guys, everybody in here kind of just, we drafted Kyle Pitts, right? And then now looking back on the, look at Justin. He's struggling in Chicago, man. Justin ain't got nothing to work with. I mean, they tried to give him, what's his name? Claypool.
Yeah.
He's not producing.
Not working.
He's not working. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
he got that one tight end.
And that's it. He got a terrible O-line. They traded away his best guy on defense in Roquan Smith. So it's like, I just think Justin Fields gets a real bad rap for no reason, man. That's just my opinion, though. Like, they're just a terrible franchise right now. Historically, they're not terrible. Right now, they're just terrible.
Historically, the Bears are a terrible franchise.
They're terrible historically.
They are a terrible franchise.
I think that's a stretch to call them terrible historically.
No, they have
not.
They done had some good years, bro.
Some of them Walter teams in the 70s, man.
Bro,
those
they got
us.
Come on now. The Bears have had some good teams now.
They have in the 80s. In the 80s, yeah, they had a few good teams.
They made the Super
Bowl. They had one. They had one team with Urlacher and all them, and tried to take Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl or whatever. But
so the Urlacher years, they
went that was mostly defense. That was defensive special teams that got to that Super Bowl.
Hold on, I think what y'all saying is offensively, most of they've been terrible.
Yeah,
Bears have had some good years now, man.
They've had a few good years.
Their fans keep complaining about how that ownership situation is in Chicago. They got beef with that, but most of that, other than that, they've had a decent franchise.
Yeah.
They've been better than ours.
Yeah, they've been better than us. But they're not better than us is not really saying much.
Yeah.
You're right.
We have more success than them. We've had more success than them. We've definitely had more success than them. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'm talking about in the last, how they got that list? They got a list out like in the last 20 years of like the most successful teams. I'm pretty sure we higher than them on that list.
Oh, the last 20 years probably so, yeah.
Look at ours.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna address this comment right here. I knew somebody was gonna say it, and I love it. Seattle built the Legion of Bull via draft. Ooh, I can't wait. Yes, here we go.
Richard Sherman was a 5th round pick.
Richard Sherman, 5th round pick. Cam Chancellor. What was Cam Chancellor? Somebody please tell me.
I think he's like a 2nd or 3rd. I don't know.
Third. Yeah, he was 3rd, right?
So why do we have to draft defense in the first? Boy, why we got to draft defense in the first round?
Thank you.
I love that. You kind of trapped yourself in that one. You did. Yeah. You trapped yourself in that one.
Exactly.
I trapped you in that one. What is his name, man? They call him the road runner. Man, not Cam Chancellor. What's the other one? The dude he played beside. Man, y'all know who I'm talking about. Light skinned dude.
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas.
He was on the first round pick.
Oh, he was the first round pick?
Yeah, Earl was the first round pick on that defense.
Oh, okay.
He was on that Texas team that knocked off USC.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so was he was their only first round pick?
Earl Thomas was their only first round pick.
Okay. I'm about to say one of them because I know was Bobby Wagner first round pick.
No, Wagner went to
other teams as an example.
I believe Wagner went to second.
First round picks on defense.
I believe Wagner went to second.
Okay.
You ain't got to use other teams as an example. You just use our history of first round picks on defense.
Terrible. Besides AJ and AJ, who else was good?
Julio.
I'm talking about defense.
Defense. Oh shit.
Exactly. Oh, I got some names now. Some names. Remember Jamal Anderson on defense out of Arkansas?
That dude was a bomb.
Hold on, you remember Parad Jerry?
Bomb.
He was the first overall pick. I was just not looking at that. He was the 24th. He was 24th pick.
He was the first Mariota pretty much quit on the team, and did he win SEC Defensive Player of the Year?
He did. I think
right before he came out.
Bro, he was the 24th overall pick, and we took him.
I thought he was gonna be good.
We took Keanu O'Neal pretty high. Vic Beasley was with top 10.
Stay healthy.
Not Keanu O'Neal.
Hey, look. That's another one I gotta. That's another one I gotta. Hey, look.
Football.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Hey, look. What Vic Beasley in his defense, man. In his defense,
he love football enough.
His last year here, he had 8 sacks. I think the year before that, he had 8 sacks. And get what? Since we got rid of him, we ain't had nothing close since. So I mean, we gonna keep complaining about everything. I mean, cause I missed them 8 sacks.
But they were that was the least impactful sacks I've ever heard.
I'll take them right now, dog. I'll take them right now.
But if they're not coming when we need them, then did he get a sack in the Super Bowl?
No, he didn't have one tackle the whole playoffs. He didn't have one tackle the entire playoffs, bro.
He had an all-pro season. He had an all-pro season and disappeared in the playoffs.
That dude disappeared totally in the playoffs.
But they said he had a shoulder injury, bro.
Man, whatever.
Everybody got shoulder injuries that time.
Everybody got
all-pro season, right? The thing about the all-pro season is that most of them came in like 2 games. One was in Denver when he played the third string tackle who we ended up signing, which is crazy. And then the other one was against the Rams where he got like 4 sacks in that game against their backup tackle.
Hey, who was that dude we had on the other side? He was pretty straight. He gave us some good games.
From the vet.
He had dreads. I think he played.
You talking about I know you're talking about. He was
drafted. To my Wack McKinley.
No, not him.
No, he's from Iowa. He was a veteran. He was drafted by Tampa out of Iowa.
Yeah, he came from Tampa.
Claiborne.
Adrian Claiborne.
Was it Claiborne?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian Claiborne.
But no, I think he came. Was he on that team? Because your boy from Indy was on the other side most of the year.
He was on the 17 team. We got him at 17.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah.
Adrian Claiborne.
The spin master from Indy, from the Colts, was in 2016.
I know we had Freeney on that team.
Freeney.
Yeah.
I know we had Freeney on that team.
Yeah, because Freeney came from Arizona.
Yeah. Man, you could argue the 2017 might have been more balanced than the 2016 team, just as far as balance goes.
We was a better team. We was a better team than Matt Ryan. He bitched up. Sorry for that language, but that's what it was, man. That's what it was. He played like trash damn near all season.
You're right. If he could have gave us
the team was better.
Yeah, the team was way more balanced, man. That defense was Super Bowl ready that year.
Yeah.
That was a much better team.
2017?
Yeah, the 2017.
Oh, yeah, the defense.
Bro, we should have never lost to the Eagles. We should have never lost to the Eagles.
Steve Sarkisian to blame here.
Nah,
but you know Matt Ryan don't play good against the Eagles. He never have. Never have. Every time we play against the Eagles, he gets smacked up.
Yeah, you're right.
We should have never lost that game, bro. Who matter of fact, who was in the NFC Championship that year? Because we would have smacked. It was the Vikings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
we would have dusted.
Oh,
Man, we would've smoked them.
that was the miracle against the Saints.
We would have smoked them. We would have smoked the Saints too. Yeah, but Matt Ryan didn't play good. That's what it was.
That defense shit that year, man. They were top 5 the last month of the year.
They won. The Eagles won.
Yeah, we were top 10. Yeah, I thought we were at 9. That 17 year. I think we were at 9 total defense.
Yep.
Let me ask y'all something. Y'all think we should go back to a 4-man front?
No.
We don't have the pieces. We don't have the pass rusher yet to go back to a 4-man front. Honestly,
no, the edge. No,
yeah, it's just we don't have it right now.
We don't have it on the edges right now.
Yeah, so I mean, if we can go back to it, but ain't no point because we just don't have the talent there yet.
We had the linebackers for the 3-4 right
now. Yeah.
But y'all left out one key thing about Matt Ryan in 2017. He was learning a new playbook again. So had they kept LaFleur as the OC,
dummies,
then everything would have been the same.
Dummies.
Yeah.
They had Sarkisian keep the same. Sarkisian wasn't calling his plays. He was calling what's the name plays? Shanahan.
You know he wasn't calling every play for Shanahan because he can't remember that book. He got.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that was the craziest thing. I remember they made a big deal about them keeping Shanahan's language and his and everything. That's almost disrespectful for an OC. Listen, they were gonna keep the last guys.
But see, that's crazy because if we're gonna do that, why didn't we just let Mike LaFleur? I mean, was it Matt LaFleur? Why didn't we just let him do it?
But I'm gonna tell y'all something about that. I really think, even though it ain't been public, I think it was a real big coaching fallout after that Super Bowl loss, bro.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I think most of them coaches just scattered, man. I think it was a big coaching fallout.
Because Coach Armstrong, the special teams coach, left. Coach Cox left.
No.
Sarkisian got hired by the Niners, so he left.
Did they leave or did Quinn got rid of them?
Who you talking about?
All them coaches you named. I believe Quinn got rid of them. They didn't just leave on their own.
Quinn should have got rid of them.
Shanahan had the job already before the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah. He had the job before the Super Bowl already.
Yeah, he had maybe about a few weeks before the Super Bowl.
And as much as we blame Shanahan for that Super Bowl collapse, man, I watch it sometimes. I go back. I'm like,
how did you do that?
Documentaries on it.
You know how he did it? Because he lost that playbook. He lost that playbook, and then that was the deal for Jimmy Garoppolo. He got in the second round the next year. That's why.
Oh, that's your conspiracy theory?
That's what the conspiracy theory.
Come on, man. Stop playing. Y'all know that. Look, he lost the playbook. The Patriots beat writer found the playbook. A Patriots beat writer found the playbook, gave it to him. You remember Jimmy Garoppolo? They was asking for a first rounder for him. They was asking for a first rounder for that boy because we played when Brady went out, played well. They asked for a first rounder. No. Old boy get the job. He go for a low second rounder. The very next year.
Let me say this. Honestly,
to the coach.
I will say Shanahan called the effed up late third, fourth quarter. But as far as the conspiracy go, I will say, even though he my dog, if Devontae don't miss that block, we probably score, bro.
That was the call, tight end.
Wait. Y'all know Pop's about to come in here. That was not.
That was the call, tight end.
That was the call. That was the call. Boy, I'm telling you, if Devontae just chipped that guy. Because we had the pass wide open.
Yeah.
Matthews doesn't get that holding call.
The holding call. And then the Julian Edelman catch, bro. It just typical shit that we've been seeing all life.
Either the NFL call and put that stop story back up there. Y'all can't win this game because Tom Brady's mother has cancer. Y'all remember they was doing all that before the game started.
Did you know
This
that
might be the
that
this might
Matt
be the
and
last
your
this
boy
might
was
be the last
arguing
Super
during that
Bowl that
game?
we ever see him play and all this crap.
Matt and
Bro,
Kyle were going at it during that game too in that second half.
I heard about that.
Yeah, they were.
Matt and Kyle was going back at it, back and
Yeah.
forth.
They say in the headphones they was going at it.
who that? Say it again.
Matt and Kyle.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
They always said it was kind of weird because Kyle and Matt kind of like it's not much of an age difference, so it's kind of like they right there as far as like age goes. You know what I mean? So
I saw one. Kyle put it on Matt. Kind of. He said I stayed aggressive because that's what got us here. He said, but honestly, the people were open, so he kind of put it on Matt. He was like he said, if you look at the tape, players were open.
Take it in.
I'll give him credit that those plays were open. We just got buzzers. Look, man. Maybe the football gods sacrificed the Falcons for the Bulldogs. Shit, that's all I can think of.
Them players was open. You know what else was open? That free lane to the quarterback when Devontae Freeman was told to go out on that route. Wide open. So what?
Y'all think Freeman was pounding on that play? I think it was pounding.
I think it was confusion.
Yeah.
Because why did he if he was going out on the right side, why was he lined up on the left? Like why is he crossing where the ball is snapped?
The lane of the ball. That's a good point. That's a great point. I never thought about that.
Who was the tackle? Who was the tackle? Claybo? Why Claybo crashed to the inside and leave that wide open? Will leave Hightower wide open. And why? You know what I'm saying?
Didn't they do a hesitation stunt though defensively?
Man, that boy came wide open. He was standing there on the line and he rushed in. He was standing right there.
I don't mean to reminisce, y'all, but after Tom Brady threw that pick, that game should have been over.
Yeah, it should have been. That should have been.
Julio made that
should have been
over.
And we score in the third quarter to go up 28.
Yeah, we scored
at the start of it. Yeah,
we scored in the third, go up 28.
Everybody disappeared.
Why?
That's when we all started heavily. That's when we all started heavily drinking.
I thought it was over, bro.
Man.
No, it should have been though. I remember Roddy went on the radio on here in Atlanta. He went on the radio. He said that the minute he would have got after Julio made that catch, he said if anything would have came in that said a pass play, he would have lined up off sides. He said they would have never hiked the ball.
And you know what? We kind of was missing, Roddy. Yeah.
If you kick the field goal there, just run it 3 times to kick a field goal. He said the game is over. Roddy was on the radio saying,
but you know
I would have lined off. I would have took 3 flags.
You know what they say? That's why Roddy got up out of there because him and Kyle, they wasn't here with it.
Kyle got him up out of there.
Kyle got him up out of there.
Kyle got him up out of
there. Dang, y'all.
That's the worst sports loss in history, bro. That shit breaks my heart to even think about that shit, dog.
And we sitting here complaining about getting the most. Oh my god, bro. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? We sitting here fighting over to grab the most important position on the field in the first round with that first pick.
We literally are. We in here arguing every day over a 3rd round pick.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Like the 74th pick of the draft. That's
Belichick drafts them every single year. He drafts a late round pick every single year, and we're arguing over a 3rd round pick.
Man,
Belichick tosses away every
what we gonna do this year?
We are insane as a fan base.
Where have we gone wrong? Where is this fan base?
We are insane as a fan base. We are insane. We are insane.
Oh my God, where is this fan base go wrong at, man?
We're a poverty franchise.
We're insane.
Poverty franchise.
Third world at its best.
Like I can't look down on no other franchise. We're right there with them.
Do y'all know the flack I get at work when I tell, hey, I'm a Falcons man. We gotta bite that bullet, man. As Falcons fans, we gotta tell, I'm a Falcons fan. Dang, like you know
people who talk trash.
Hey, you notice when you say that though, a lot of people when you say, well, who your squad? They be like, man, I don't even really be watching football like that, bro. Oh, so you ain't got no squad, but you want to say all this about the Falcons?
Right.
Sure.
Right. Drew, let me ask you this, since you seem like a conspiracy guy of the group. Do you think Matt Ryan is like cursed or something? Because he hold all the biggest choke records. Do you think he cursed or something?
Yeah, I do. And matter of fact, y'all touched it earlier. Y'all touched it earlier when y'all said, I think Bruce said, about remember the playoff loss against the Giants when we only scored 2 points?
Yeah.
Man, that was embarrassing, bro. That was embarrassing. Then the next year, first off, let's rewind past that. Before that, Aaron Rodgers came in the year before. What was we? 13-3.
13
We
and
was
3. Number
13-3.
1 seed at
We was,
home.
At
we
home.
was 13-3. Then the next year, we get smacked up by the Giants. Now, mind you, I don't mind that because both of those teams won the championship, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they both went and won the championship, so I don't mind
But
that.
hold on, rewind one more time because the first playoffs he had a bad second half in that game too.
The Cardinals.
Against the Cardinals.
Yep.
But you know what? What lost us that game? Turner coughed up the ball. We was on the game winning drive. Turner coughed up that ball. That's what lost us that game. Really.
That was his first playoff. That was the first playoffs.
Yep. As a rookie.
Matt Ryan.
Oh wait.
He was a rookie. Yeah. And Larry Fitzgerald was catching all them insane, crazy passes. I'm like, how?
But to answer your question, I'm sorry, brother, my bad. But to answer your question, I think that 2012 playoff game when we clearly had the momentum, clearly had the lead. We rolling. There's no reason we should have lost that game either. Matter of fact, if we would have won that game, I think as good as that Ravens team was, they would have got smoked.
Yeah.
They would have it would have been Michael Turner all day down their throat. And it wouldn't have been nothing they could do about it. They ain't been nothing they could do about it.
Were old. They were old on it. Like Ray never played another game after that. And then Ed Reed, he never played another game for the Ravens after that game. Like that was
they would have got smoked, bro. They would have got smoked. That's my belief. But it's something about that 2012 game, and he never shook that off. 2013 we didn't have a good draft, and we didn't have a good free agency. 2014 same thing. 2015 looked like it was gonna be promising, and then we fizzled out. But it is what it is.
But in 2012, defenses figured out that we couldn't stop the tight end. So that's why the tight end was going off in the Seattle game and then the 49ers game.
But I that 49ers.
Who was that? Vernon Davis? Who was that?
That was
Vernon Davis. Yeah.
But to me, that 2012 playoff, it was two things that stand out. One, and both, Mike Smith was getting a lot of slack for his halftime adjustments. I remember Orlando Ledbetter kept making it a big deal during the season about him talking about we don't have to make adjustments. Players just have to execute. I remember that because teams kept coming back in the second half the whole year.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened against Seattle. Yeah. Matt had 2 turnovers in that second half, 2 interceptions. We didn't score. We had a big lead. They came back. Same thing against San Francisco. Big lead, multiple turnovers in the second half.
Yeah.
The thing that made me so mad about that San Fran game was that fumble snap as we were going into score against the Niners. That would have clinched the game. Yeah. And I just remember Fox replaying that fumble snap. Like Matt is just staring down. And what's the dude that went crazy, doing the whole bomb threats in the airport for the Niners? I forgot his name. But he was coming down, and Matt just looked up and saw him. His eyes got big, and Fox kept replaying his eyes getting huge, and he just fumbled the snap.
Cam Newton. He did the Cam Newton.
Yeah. Miss Lisa had a good comment. She said, Can anyone tell me how far we are from being contenders again? How many more seasons? If we're not contenders next year, Miss Lisa,
I don't know.
Arthur Smith gonna be gone.
Yeah, because
Arthur Smith gonna be fired. Y'all must bank on Arthur Smith getting fired.
No, if he makes the playoffs, he keeps his job. If he only wins,
that's what I'm saying. If he don't make the playoffs, that's what I said. If he don't make the playoffs, he's gone.
I think the playoffs are I think it's playoffs.
I don't think we're
fired for him.
I think a lot of that gonna depend on what we do here in this offseason too. That's why I'm thinking like, hey, you get CJ Stroud, buddy, you buy yourself at least one more year.
This is the most important offseason we've had in a long time.
But notice that though, if you get a new quarterback, a top of a high round pick, then that's it. That's all you're gonna get is that 1 year. That's it. You ain't gonna get no two strikes at that. Like you better train him up good, and he better be ready to come out swinging.
So if we get a Stroud or a quarterback, he'll have this year, but he'll also have another year. To me, he'll have 2 more years.
Stroud will
some more time.
Stroud will. Shoot, but listen.
I think it'll buy him a half a year at least.
Yeah.
For the next season, he'll buy him a half year.
Especially if
it'll be good though, because all right, I'm not opposed to getting the first round quarterback, but you can't change the game plan. You know what I mean? You can't just come out and start letting him just throw the ball all over the yard. Still go with the run. You know what I mean? Stick with the run, that type of deal. You know?
What you think Ritter been doing?
Yeah, but if you get Ritter's not a first round draft pick, and he's not a top 10 draft pick either. So
he has more leeway to mess up because they have more invested in him. You know what I mean? It's a lot more invested. They got a lot more invested in the first round pick than the third round pick. Oh, third round. He was our third round pick. All right, gone. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more invested when you got a first round pick. It is.
No, they can do it. They can do it. You know.
But there ain't no guarantee that a first round pick gonna pan out.
But the statistics are higher. The stats say you have a higher chance with a first round quarterback than all the rest of the rounds, though.
So how many first round pick quarterbacks that are still with the team that drafted them?
Way more than any other round.
Way more than any other round.
More than any other round.
2016.
Way more than any other round.
Okay, I mean, more than any other round. I'll say that.
There's more first round picks that make all pro. They make the Pro Bowl.
I'm talking about quarterback. Y'all talking about quarterback.
I'm talking about every position.
Yeah, we talking about quarterback,
including quarterback. There's more first rounders that make Pro Bowl, All Pro, Hall of Fame than any other round.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But you talking about I'm talking about first round quarterbacks.
Same thing.
All right, give me the round that got a better success rate at quarterback.
None.
Right.
First round is the best. Statistically, the first round is the best.
No one notices all the kids that end up bagging groceries out the fourth round because they never make the field.
Exactly.
You have more of a chance. You have more of a chance in the first round. Look at all the first rounders now. Allen, Mahomes.
Like if you in Vegas and you're gambling, you're gonna go to the table with 50-50 odds instead of the table with 1 in 700 odds.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, but okay, so like the Allen Mahomes and like those guys were
first round
10, they were like 10, right? 10, 11, 12-ish area.
Tua, first round.
It depends on how deep the draft is.
Yeah, but but teams already had something built around them. They didn't just go there, and they had to build it up. It was already built. I mean, so all we had to do was step in.
What about Cincinnati with Burrow?
Cincinnati was terrible.
Cincinnati was shopping a year later.
They put Burrow in the hospital.
They had been building that team for about 4 years before
Burrow. They put Burrow in
that offensive line was horrible when Burrow got there.
But look at it this way,
horrible.
That's kind of what we're doing right now, man. We've been building this. This going to be like the third year on the league.
But you got to think about it. Dude, the Bengals went shopping. They brought in DJ Reader. They brought in the pass rusher from the Saints.
Guess what we going? Now that we got the money, guess what we're going to have to do?
Go shopping, baby. Yes, sir.
Here's all the first round quarterbacks in the NFL right now: Burrow, Allen, Tua, Lawrence, Watson, Rodgers, Herbert, Stafford, Pickett, Fields, Matt Jones, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, and I got 2 more. That's
basically the entire AFC that's in the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
AFC.
That's just the number. It's just a numbers game, man. At the end of the day, we gotta do what's gonna give us.
We gotta get a dog. Because if we're gonna win a ring, we gotta go up against one of them.
Exactly.
But most of them teams got defense.
And they got quarterbacks that make great passes against them.
Yeah, and they got elite and they got quarterbacks with elite arm talent.
Yeah.
But look though, look when we played Mahomes, and he was over there tearing ass up. What happened when we played him? He didn't look so good. When we played the Bills last year, they over there beating folks to death. My boy threw what, 3 picks?
That Bills defense like they was playing.
Us with Mahomes,
Which game
one
you
game.
talking about?
It's one game. It's one game.
Which game you talking about?
When we played when we played Kansas City 2 years ago, we went out there and AJ dropped the pick. AJ dropped the pick in the corner of the end zone against Tyreek. Then the next year we played against the Bills in Buffalo. Man, that boy threw 3 picks. Boy threw 3 picks last year. We was looking good. I'm like, all right, we can contend with these teams. We just need to score more points than they do and play the same defense that we've been playing. Because we look good. We just missing some pieces, man. When we get those pieces in here, we'll be straight, bro. For real. You know that.
Just getting those pieces, that's the thing though. Like we were saying earlier, is like those free agents gonna want to come here though. Just
we need
how
some
we
veterans,
look.
man. We need some veterans on defense.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We need some veterans.
So let's say Stroud is gone, and you know we're gonna pick that best player available. Who y'all think we're gonna pick that best player available at that number 7 or 6 spot?
Ooh.
So that's what they're gonna go with. They're gonna go best player available.
Probably Miles Murphy, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Who's Miles Murphy?
From Clemson.
DN from Clemson.
The D tackle, right? D tackle?
Yeah, DN.
DN. Oh, I mean, he is.
Yeah, he's the edge.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean,
Cause you know they don't pick defensive like tackles and like that with that best player available if he's not that guy. If they can figure they can get that guy in the 2nd or 3rd round, they ain't gonna go with that.
Yeah. But I mean, if you can hit on some of these later round guys, that'll be great too. I mean, Anderson, if he can prosper.
Now this might be a shocker.
I think D. Alford can do well. Not Richie Grant. What's the other one name? He be getting burnt.
Jalen Hawkins.
Hawkins. Yeah, he need to be replaced.
Now,
He's a third safety. He is not a starter.
Would y'all be mad if they go receiver again?
Oh,
what?
No.
Why you say that, OG? Why you go to?
No.
I would blow up, bro. I would have to go see somebody, man.
Because I'm telling
man, I was so mad when they picked Drake London, bro. I was pissed.
I was mad. And Tidy called. I keep saying Tidy called. He was like, "Man, watch them go pick a wide receiver." I said,
telling
that boy
from TCU
with a broken ankle too.
That boy from TCU gonna be there.
Which Duggan?
No, that Quentin boy from TCU.
We would be the dumbest franchise in the world if we dropped another wide receiver.
We dropped another wide out in the first round.
Dumbest franchise in the world. They just rebuilding Roddy, Julio, and Harry, and it didn't work when we had them. We'd be the dumbest franchise in the world.
If we did that, we know Arthur Blank is dead in the middle if that happened again, bro.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I really don't. I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't do that.
I'd rather draft a center. Give me a center in the first round than in the wide.
Exactly. Let's take one of those.
Y'all know they don't draft what we be asking them to draft. When we think they're gonna draft this, they go to the left.
Yeah, that's true.
And draft something else.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It was great chopping it up with y'all.
This feels like a support group, man.
It really is. It's a therapy session, for real. It's a therapy session.
Hey, Falcons therapy session,
it's
man.
It's a therapy session, man. For real.
Straight up.
Man. We needed this. You know what? We needed this, though. We needed this, man. Yeah. It's about to come down to the end of the season. It's about to be a long off season. It's going to be a lot of hype, a lot of talk.
Well, we're going to be chopping at each other.
This is just the beginning, for real. Because when the offseason comes, y'all know how the offseason goes. Everybody know how the offseason goes in this group.
Wow.
We're gonna find stuff. We're gonna find stuff to be mad at each other about.
Yeah. We going
especially after the draft. That first day after the draft.
I'm gonna say this: if we do take a quarterback, and man, this group gonna blow up, boy. This group gonna blow up.
I'll take any defensive player in the draft. Any. Don't even matter position. Don't matter what position. Just any defensive player.
Yeah. But anyway, y'all, I'm up out of here, man. Tidy, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, y'all, man. I'm gonna go and get some shut eye.
Hey, I appreciate everybody coming in, man. I'm gonna go ahead and check out also, man. Appreciate y'all, man. We might do this every Friday night or every 2 Fridays for therapy, fellas.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all be easy out there.
Likewise. God bless y'all.
We out.
Peace.